The Funk Show Brothers?
Ooh, I'll check it out later.
Well, hello and welcome to tonight's episode of Loot Die Repeat, where a bunch of us chuckleheads
You always smell.
I know, thank you.
sit around and we roll dice. We do a lot of laughing at each other. And we do some collaborative storytelling known as Dungeons and Dragons, and we are thankful and appreciative of you being here with us as we tell our story. If you are interested in any of the past episodes, you can go on YouTube, and they are all up there. And tonight we are on episode number 55, which is in our second season. As we are just continuing to motor along here, so that's good times. You, of course, are welcome to subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. That is free. And if you're watching here on Twitch, we'd really appreciate if you would follow us here and perhaps even consider throwing a subscription our way. That's always greatly appreciated. If you would like to participate in the game with us, you can affect greatly the outcome of things. And so for every 100 bits or subscription, so we're adding this new 100 bits or a subscription, you can give an advantage to a player of your choice.
Oh.
And so that is the first tier. For 500 bits, you can give disadvantage to the DM. And for 1,000 bits, you can give a minor healing potion that will appear randomly in the map where the party is. So you can help them out, and they're probably going to need a little bit tonight.
Open and in mouth.
Hey, we just killed a legendary beast.
You did just kill
We're
a
gonna need more
large
help
beast,
tonight.
and you're now going to face the next two legendary beasts at once.
I don't know how much
At
help
one
you have.
She's actually at full health.
I am. I played really smart last week. I played it well.
And so please be active in the chat. We all are here chatting along and would love to speak with you as we go and listen to what you have to say and laugh at the jokes that you make and laugh at us as you make fun of us. So that's always a good time. We also have some fun little commands that you can type in. If you type in I think it's active tonight. It might not be, but if it's not, hopefully Scooby-Doo will be along and activate that. You can type in ! commands if it's active, and there's some fun stuff. Otherwise, we sadly are missing our bard tonight, and so I will be playing Kildrick, and we will not have musical accompaniment.
Does that mean you're gonna sing if you're playing it, like the theme song? Are you gonna sing the theme song?
I think we're going to do spoken word.
I'm gonna lead.
Spoken rabbit. We are the winners and the strong.
Perfect.
Remix!
There we go.
I was thinking more William Shatner style. We are the winners and the strong.
Very dramatically.
So you can listen to past episodes for the melodic version of the theme song, and we're just going to skip that tonight and go back to our old one,
Which was?
Hey. And so with that, with our theme song, why don't we jump into our episode? And as always, we'll begin with a little recap of what has gone before. And so, it is the afternoon, tending towards evening of the 28th of Flame Rule in the year 1492 DR, which means Dale Reckoning, according to the Forgotten Realms calendar. You all asked what year it was. Well, I went and figured it out.
Time out. Say that again?
Nope.
Columbus.
Go back and watch it.
1492 or
1492.
1492?
When is it?
1492.
Is it?
It is.
I have a question. How
So-
long did it take you to figure out what year it was?
Yeah. Like
About
what kind of math?
about 10 minutes.
Okay,
As
I was
I
gonna
had-
say,
I had
because
to-
if it took you like more than 15, I was like, I really don't care. I don't think anybody
I
does.
had to go and look at the published adventures and figure out based off of where I was placing this, which for those of you who are interested is after Princes of the Apocalypse, after Tyranny of Dragons, after Storm King's Thunder, after Tomb of Annihilation. It's kind of right in there when this is all taking place.
That helps.
And so
That
Doesn't.
means
Oh,
nothing.
I hear you, man.
I heard a lot of words that I know what they mean
Storm.
individually.
Together.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are really D&D super geeks, that gives you a sense of where our story is situated.
So Columbus is the big baddie.
Columbus is sailing around the ocean
That
blue
damn
right now.
Mayflower. That's not right.
That's
No, no.
Screw them too. Who
Thanksgiving,
needs Jamestown?
100 years?
Thanksgiving
More
on
than
the
100
brain.
years?
So, our party has been trekking through the Keldale path, directed by the Raven Queen, as she took control of Wolfram's sidekick Raven and guided them to the Mare of Dead Men, stopping along the way to give them some important tools with which they would be able to take care of some of the obstacles that they have faced in the Mare of Dead Men. Utilizing the axe to be able to make corporeal ghosts, as well as the... What was the other thing I gave you? Oh, the Speak with Dead stone. I didn't write this down. I'm just winging it.
Not speak with dead. Turn dead.
I got so many.
I gave you the Speak with Dead thing and the Turn Dead thing. So,
And the axe.
yep.
Said
And the
that.
axe.
Oh,
Morthos is using
kind
the
of
axe.
like out.
Using the specific implements given to make their way to the heart of the swamp, where after finding a little girl, Furbolg, who was sadly dead, though she was unaware of her death, in ghost form, they helped her recall some of her background and remembered that the person who she was waiting for, her father, who had never come, was going to the Temple of Shantea the day before he disappeared to offer up a prayer. But he never returned, and so the party now has determined to go to the Temple of Shantea and see if they can find this little girl's father, who, coincidentally or not, also is referenced by Artemia, an old acquaintance of Eli's who Eli owes some favors to. And she directed him to bring the farmer alive back to her. And so this little girl, whose father was a jackaroo, tree farmer, and Artemia, the one who she is looking for, seem to be the same person. And our party now, after having defeated the guardian to the entrance of the temple, the kingfish that they needed to unlock the Hopper Gate, stands at the entrance of the decrepit, though sealed tight temple, and is determining how to make their entrance. And so as the party is standing and evaluating after having just defeated this kingfish, we jump to Yanni, our lovable half-giant barbarian who had been whisked away by the Hopper necklace last episode.
For the first time, so he's like, oh, oh, oh.
So Yanni, as you kind of rematerialize, your eyes are immediately struck with the brightness of the sun around you. You feel a dry heat immediately strike your skin, and you like to be pretty loose and well watered. That's kind of your thing.
It is.
And you also know that the dryness is definitely not good for your scalp.
Right.
Right.
And the hair.
And the hair.
Yeah.
And so you are immediately taken aback by this change of environs, and you feel that your feet are now standing in sand. And as your eyes adjust to the bright and the light, you see desert around you as far as you can see. What do you do?
Well, first I go, oh, and I take out a cup of water and I drink it.
So you drink some water. All right.
Oh, that's some high quality H2O. Then I'm going to scan around to see. if
Roll a
there's
perception check.
anything nearby.
perceive well.
That's gonna be a 17.
17. As you squint your eyes and look around you, you go to the top of a nearby dune, and off to the north, you think you make out some what look to be mountains, but much closer in, perhaps maybe only a mile or two off, you do see between two dunes, ever so slightly, what look to be trees, palm trees. And with your understanding and knowledge of nature, you know that there are oases in the desert, and that's what you make out.
Well, I'm going to walk towards that. Can I do a nature check on where I'm at?
What are you? Yeah, oh, sure.
So,
Ooh.
23.
23. Well, with that, based off of the position of the sun, which is in the exact same position that it was but a moment before while you were in the swamp, you ascertain that you are still on the prime material plane. That you have not jumped to another plane, as you have heard can be the case with the hoppers. So you're somewhere on Toril, the world that in which you live, and you know that the nearest desert to you is way to the east of the Sword Coast. And as you're kind of evaluating and thinking, a flash of light in your peripheral vision as you're walking towards the oasis catches your eye, and you look again northward towards the mountains, and you see that there is a large gathering lightning storm that seems to be gathering on the horizon. And it looks rather unnatural to you. Like, you know nature pretty well. You know how cold fronts and warm fronts work and what generally creates thunderstorms. And being a storm giant yourself, this is kind of your forte. And this storm, however, doesn't feel right. As you continue, you get the sense that this very well, based off of the position of the sun, could be the Anarok Desert, which you know to be a massive desert to the east. After about an hour of travel through the dunes, you begin to approach the outskirts of the oasis.
Drinking water, by the way.
Constantly
I'll
drinking.
be dehydrated.
That's how they get you.
And as you approach, you kind of crest a dune, and I need you to roll a perception check.
Nat 20.
You are
Fire right
killing
now.
it.
I like that.
Call it a night.
As you crest the dune, you immediately stop because you see a large trail of what look to be camels and horses. And with a natural 20, you're able to quickly guesstimate that there are near 40 of them. And you quickly kind of duck below the dune. Please roll a stealth check with advantage because you saw them right away.
Ew. That's not gonna be good. Oh, that's pretty good. 14. Good, not great.
Okay. And you kind of peek your head back up over the dune, and you see that there, your quaff, you see these, what can only be described as band of marauders. They all have swords that are sheathed. They are all dressed in leathers and other types of light armor. They are all very grimy and very mercenary in their appearance. You watch them, and there seem to be a few of them giving directions around the central part of the oasis, the water that's there, as they are kind of leading this posse of mercenaries in the middle of the desert. And you also, with your perception, notice kind of a way to get closer behind the dunes. And you do so, you make your way in. I'm presuming you are trying to remain stealthy.
Yes.
And you get up about 50 feet away from the oasis. And with that perception check, you can make out some of the conversation of not the leaders who are directing things, but some of the peripheral. And you hear in common, although it's a very, very heavy accent, you hear one of these mercenaries saying, Salam, we have acquired 1/2 of the golden scarab to open the cave. Where do you think the other may be? And the other one says, yes, Jafrir will be pleased.
Is this giant cave a tiger head in the sand?
One might refer to as a cave of wonders. The treasure within is said to be vast and exotic, containing many things the collective covets.
That's a name.
And they continue this conversation, and after about a half an hour of them watering their animals, they mount and they begin taking off towards the north. What do you do?
The storm's to the east. They're going north. What's
The storm was also north,
the
towards the mountains in the north, kind of like from where you are northeast. They're going a bit more northwest, but towards the mountains in the northern area.
Can I make a perception check to see if they left anything behind?
Absolutely.
That's a 6.
These guys seem to be pretty adept at traveling lightly and at making the best use of what meager resources they have. You don't find anything behind, though they made no effort to conceal their tracks.
Yeah. Seeing that I'm surrounded by desert, that oh, maybe they know where town's at. I'm like looking like Kildrick's there, but he's not. And
Ooh, are you hallucinating already?
and no, because I'm well hydrated. I'm just lonely. I don't like being by myself.
Perfectly happy.
Constantly thinking out loud. And I'm going to try to follow them without being seen.
Okay, so they are on horseback and camelback, and while you are a very fast man, you're not as fast as a dashing horse or camel. So you are easily able to follow the tracks, but they're well ahead of you, and it takes you several hours of travel. The sun begins to set as you come across what looks to be a canyon that the tracks lead into. And as you approach the canyon, you see up ahead 2 sentries that are well within the distance, but are clearly standing guard outside of the canyon. You don't think that they've seen you yet because you're approaching stealthily.
Can I hear anything that they're saying? Are they talking?
Roll perception.
Nat 20.
Unbelievable.
You see that? It was
It was on a 2 and it goes...
So a natural 20 plus what?
2.
22. Okay.
Oh no. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's not so much that you can hear what they're saying, but with your trained eyes, you're able to read their lips.
Impressive.
And the only thing that you can really see clearly is one of them turns and walks towards a wall. And the It is a sheer wall, completely stone. It looks like he walks up to it like it's a door. What's he going to do? And you watch him mouth the words, "Open sesame." And you see the doors open. And as you think, what the, you begin to feel the amulet aura spark
Take it off.
once more.
I want to see more.
and you feel your body in a flash apparate into the hopper necklace and reappear not in the depths of the swamp, but in front of a ruined temple with a large pond behind you, which is covered in the center with red blood. You quickly look around and you find all of your comrades there waiting as you... The bending of space and time around you subsides and you are back in the midst of the Revengers.
Oh, I hate that thing. And I'm like feeling a little queasy.
Is that your first time?
First time for everything.
It gets a little easier.
You guys
Where
all done
did
that
you go?
before?
Nope.
No?
I never have.
I'm not wearing that stupid thing.
You probably should. Or you better not skip an episode.
Don't think we have any more left.
That was a freaky thing. I was here and then this thing and then I was in the desert. Like huge desert. The Adirondack something or another desert.
Oh, yeah.
That's way out that
the
way.
one's far east.
Yeah, way out there.
So you stayed on this plane?
That was on this plane. Is that normal? Not normal?
I've always traveled to another plane.
Another plane.
I went to hell.
I went to
I'm not gonna say that.
a mid-between of heaven and hell. The mountains in between.
Old Purgatory.
Yeah.
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 That's not a fun place either.
That's
No.
weird.
I've always come to much peril whenever I travel with the hopper.
Yeah, me too.
I wasn't.
Are you harmed?
No, I'm okay. I mean, I was dehydrated, but good thing I got my water with me at all time. You guys need any water, bud? You guys okay?
No.
Okay.
We could have used you to fight this creature, but
It's not my fault. This
Yeah.
thing, whatever. But so I was in the desert. I'll tell you what happened. I was in the desert, and I was walking towards this oasis thing, and I come across this band of like, let's call them thieves.
Okay.
They look like marauders, just some
Shady.
nasty, shady. That's a good word for it. Shady folk.
Because she's so smart.
She's
right?
so smart.
And pretty, right?
Very pretty.
Yeah.
Are you?
Will you continue with your story?
Sorry, pretty lady. So I come up on them, and luckily I was sneaky enough, even though I'm pretty tall and strong and muscular. You see that? And so I followed them, and they were talking about this cave and the treasures and all kinds of things that.
did you say treasure?
Yeah,
Oh.
lots of treasure. It sounded like, but they mentioned this Jafir dude and the collective. Does that mean anything to anybody?
As you're saying this story, you're kind of coming to the realization as you're rehearsing this that you've read about this before. This is just like the set of tales in your book referred to as the Anarok Nights.
Is there a song that goes with it?
Nice. Whoa, Jafir. Guys. Hold on, and I get my book out, and I flip to this. This is what happened, and on the pages it says Anarok Nights, and it's this story. I jumped right in the middle of it. This is weird.
Has it changed since you last remember, like the other story changed?
Did it?
So as you're paging through, you notice that you are now in that story. But the story doesn't continue with you in it because, well, you were only in briefly. And then you flashed out.
So, if you look, I'm in it up until this thing got me out of there again, and
So
but I was in like this picture here. Look how good the pictures are in this book. That's where I was at, and you can tell because now I'm in the book, and
this
I
is
wasn't
not
there
the
before.
first time your book has changed, correct? You told us it changed
At
before.
Gam
At
Gams.
Gam Gams.
Gam Gams. And then that same night at Gam Gams, I was reading a different story, one of my favorite stories, and it changed too.
What's your favorite story?
It's called The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
What magic is coming off of this book? What school?
Several different types: divination,
It's like my sword.
evocation, transmutation, necromancy. It's almost as if there's almost a divine essence as well. It's a very unique mix.
Is this book keeping a record of what is transpiring? I mean, or is you're saying these stories are already written, and they're being
I mean,
actively changed?
It's a fairy tale book, but
Where did you get this book?
Well, my mom and dad used to read it to me, and my mom gave it to me right before she passed away. And she told me that if I keep reading these stories, that they would help me lead to my dad one day.
Well, this book is not an ordinary book.
They used to read it to me every night, just like a normal fairy tale book.
It's
It was one of my favorites.
It has all the magics.
All the magics?
All the magics.
All of the magics.
It's a very rare artifact. Not many things can contain all types of magic.
so it's not just a fairy tale book.
Oh, no. Divine.
Interesting.
Can you check the front to see who wrote it?
Ooh. Is there a foreword?
Oh, it's by this lady Grimm.
This lady.
Well, I'm assuming it just says the tales of the fairy Grimm. Aren't fairies ladies?
Not always.
Oh, well, it's by
That's a little sexist and presumptuous of
It
you.
also depends on their perspective.
Also true. But, so that book is a lot more important than we originally thought.
We
Well-
can.
yeah. I mean, because this other story, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, all of you are in it.
What?
We are all in it.
All of you are in it.
I've read this story before. I'm not in it.
You all, I'm telling you, you're in it.
What are we doing in your book?
You're helping fight. So the story changed, and this one changed, where the good guy wins. This one has like the dark guy kind of winning, and then Sola's there, and she's beautiful. She's so beautiful. But she comes and it's her light that kind of fights off the
Darkness?
My
the
light?
darkness. Your light. That's what the story says now.
This feels a lot like my dream, too.
And what the hold guy was telling me.
Aegis?
The hold, not
Aegis.
hold. Yes.
I don't know who that is.
He was a brave and valiant warrior.
Did he hold things?
Quite well.
Yeah, he did.
But he also.
Loved flies, too.
He did.
Sounds like an interesting thing.
They tell me he saved a lot of them in the last battle he fought.
Yeah, he grappled the dragon.
Grapple the dragon.
It
Yeah?
was impressive. He called everyone else pansies and he grappled the dragon.
He sounds pretty strong.
I wish we would have gotten his heart.
I think I would have liked to arm wrestle him. He seems like he's a pretty strong one.
But going back to this book, if we know where wrongs have been, we could potentially change them to rights.
That's
Well, I'm
Do any of them line up with your dreams?
well,
Like,
yeah. So if you went east, Anorak, the
Way
Anorak
east.
Desert is way east. In my dreams, there's a storm.
whoa, a storm in your dream
Yeah, from the east.
in the east.
Yeah,
There was a storm happening there.
like an unnatural storm.
Not unnatural. I know nature.
Right.
I know nature. You guys all know I know
Are you
nature.
sure?
You think?
I'm questioning your knowledge of nature. And I give him a wink.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Did you just look at me?
I don't know. Was that one? Wink back. See what happens. Nope.
Oh, I don't think so.
We'll keep trying that.
hey, while we're
I like
sitting
it.
and talking, can I be short resting?
Aren't we all?
You all can have been taking a short rest.
Short
yes.
rest.
Thank
Eli's just
goodness.
feeling this thudding.
Right. Ow! Ow! So yeah.
It's like
the-
sleeping with a
So
migraine.
this storm, it was lightning,
yeah.
and I obviously know a lot about lightning as well. And it was not like a desert storm lightning, or it was.
As you guys begin to take your short rest, Kildrick says, "Well, I can help you out with that. So, I got a little ditty for you,
Go on.
and it goes something like this: Friends are friends forever, if Pelor's in charge of them, and a friend will not say never, though the welcome comes to an end, 'cause it's hard to let you go to Pelor's rest, you know. But friends are friends forever, and it'll never end." I was feeling a little morbid. I almost died in the water there, but we're back.
You almost died, little buddy.
Yeah, I'm sure missed you.
Oh, I missed you too. I even know. Oh, never mind.
And so you all have the first hit die in your short rest maximized. So you don't have to roll it, it is automatically maxed. So Kildrick will roll one hit die, and he gets back 10 hit points. Okay. So is there anything else anyone wishes to do during the short rest?
I'm gonna talk to Heather.
Oh yeah, hey there, glowy girl.
Heather, I know you believe we've been telling you you've been dead, and it's true. But I want to. Your body is dead, but your soul is very much alive, and that's why you're still on this plane. So have hope, little girl, and don't frighten of the next step.
But actually, the fact that you keep telling me I'm dead is really scary. And,
Your dad will explain everything.
are we gonna find him soon? He's dead around.
Hopefully.
Speaking of which, Eli, do you hear the heartbeat still?
Oh yeah.
And
Although it is rather faint.
Very faint, but I hear it.
So not in the temple faint?
No, it's gotten stronger as you've approached the temple. It's just that the previous heartbeats that you heard, Eli, from Thorig and from Hackle, they were both very vibrant and strong. This one feels weak. Not that it's farther away, but just that the strength, the vivacity of it is not there. So yeah, here's the temple of Shantayan, and it'd be nice to go in. Yeah.
Is there a door in the front?
There is a door.
Can I walk up to the door?
You walk up to the door. It is 2 stone slabs that are seemingly shut together.
So
No, there's no handle.
lock,
There's
no.
no way that you see to open it. Roll a investigation check.
Make sure you check for traps.
16.
You do see on the sides of the door what look to be 4 pedestals that are there that look to have a little bit of soot on top of each one.
But guys, this the temple is closed. There's no way to open.
Do I see this same? Do I
What?
see anything more?
You do.
There are 4 pillars here that have some soot in them. I do not know what that means.
Perhaps a
Pagoda.
Pagoda?
what's it called? Incense.
The 4 pagodas. There were offerings at the first pagoda.
The ones that are around us on the corners.
Mm-hmm. Perfect match. What else do I see?
There was ash in one of the pagodas, right? Or
There was ash in one that you saw. You didn't look at the other 3, but
right. I do remember the one that I went to had ash in it, so maybe if we burn something.
Do you think we must burn something in all 4, perhaps?
I don't know what though.
I don't either.
I'd like to inspect the wall more.
if you want to.
See if there's any hidden messages or
On,
language.
on the door.
Yeah. Or
Roll a investigation check.
So
14.
You don't really find anything more than Morthos did. You see the soot as well, and beyond that, you don't necessarily find anything hidden that isn't evident from a facial glance of it.
Any magic?
As you scan around, you don't see any arcane auras on anything on the outside of the temple. It just looks sealed up tight.
I'm not getting anywhere here. I start walking towards one of the pagodas.
Okay.
And scanning around for magic.
So you approach one of the pagodas that was closer to the doorway, and you notice, like the one that you saw farther away, it looks like about a month ago, or thereabouts, something had been burned here, and there is a pile of soot in the center of the pagoda on a raised pedestal, which, now that you look at the pedestal, is identical to the one by the door.
And are all 4 of the pedestals the same on the door? Or are they?
They were all the same, yep.
Is there anything left in this ash
There is not.
to say what was burned?
There is not. It just looks like a pile of ash.
Can I inspect the pagoda to see if there's any insignia on any of the columns there?
Roll perception.
32.
You do not find any insignia, but you do find tucked away in the roof of the pagoda what looks to be a small cup of incense.
Does it match any incense I have, or is it unique?
It's seemingly unique to this pagoda outside the Temple of Shantea.
You guys want to try to open the door?
Well, we know he's in there.
Yeah, I
Can't we
think-
just
I
knock
think
first?
we have to.
Well, I don't think we should knock. Whatever is in there was able to pass through whatever is we just murdered.
or
So
it's been there for a very long time.
I found something we could burn in this pagoda. Perhaps if you look in this exact spot, or somewhere like it in the other 3, we could burn stuff at the same time. And
I'll go to one of the other pagodas and look.
So you all make your way to the 4 pagodas, and with the kingfish dealt with, there's really no issue getting to them. And you can take your time, and you do find, not necessarily hidden, more like it's just kept in a safe spot, a stash of incense in each of the 4 pagodas, as well as a spot on the pillar that looks like there has been a relatively recent burning.
What type? Well, I guess I wouldn't know that. You said it's not like the incense he has, so it's special type.
As you roll an investigation of the incense, who would be the 4? You have at 1, Eli's at 1. Who are the other 2 at them?
I'll be at 1.
26.
Both
I'll be at
those
1.
26 and okay. So if you care to roll an investigation, you can certainly do so. With the 26, Eli, you get a hint of sage and almost like cumin. It's a strange mix.
chicken flavor. It's ramen broth.
It's a very earthy and savory mix that you would associate, now that you think about it, with that high of an investigation. Yeah, that would be an incense that would be burned in a temple of Shantea.
All right. Well, do we burn them at each individual pillar? Do we think that opens up the?
God's work in mysterious ways. Anyone know a prayer to Shantea?
Well, before we do that,
Oh, I don't pray.
Yanni, do you want you and I go by the door to make sure if something comes out and attacks us?
I like it. Like a dragon.
Yeah,
I'm scared of no dragon.
neither am I. So I'd
This
like to
is
be on the right
literally
of the
sending
door.
the two of them to the door first.
Yeah, so we'll walk up to the door and hold an action.
Okay, so you guys go to the door. Are you burning the incense?
Can I roll a history check to see if I remember any of Melandra's prayers that she might have said during my travels with her?
Not Melandra, the other one.
It
Yeah.
was Melandra
It was
and
Melandra.
Melsine both.
Oh, was Melandra?
Yeah.
She was the daughter
Sure,
of
go ahead and roll a history check.
The servant of Shantae.
the serpent.
The servant 2. She was the assistant to
To
the
the
regional manager.
Gonna be a whopping 8.
You do
I didn't
not
pay that much
remember anything, yeah.
I wasn't very
Where's-
close with her.
Where's the little ghost girl
Yeah.
at?
Heather,
Yeah.
do you know any prayers of Shantea that your dad would like to pray?
To open the door.
Any that you would remember?
Didn't she give us one last
I was just saying, didn't she have a book? Didn't we find a journal of her mother's?
Oh yeah, I have this here.
Is there
Can we
anything in
open
there?
it and see if perhaps there is something
Are there any
inside that
pictures
would...
of divine trees in here anywhere?
There's several pictures of divine trees
Oh,
and other iconography of
glad you
Shantea
opened that up now.
having to deal with the harvest and with birth and renewal and new life. And there are several prayers in there. Nothing that is specifically attributed to opening a door. It's just a generalized description of the worship and devotion to the goddess of life and hearth and
Any,
home and nature.
Anything? Hearth? Any mention of a temple?
She has temples throughout the land. There's no specific mention of a temple in the Mare of Dead Men, although this book certainly predates what is now referred to as the Mare of Dead Men. It was written maybe 2 centuries ago by your reckoning.
Well, I walk over towards someone else. And I say, "Look, can you read this here while we burn this crap?" I'm not praying to Shantae.
I don't pray either.
I'll take it.
Okay.
So you open the book and you read one of the prayers, and it goes something like, Hail Shantea, mother of the earth. Blessed are you among goddesses. And you kind of get through your prayer. And nothing happens per se, but you do,
Well, we're lighting this at the same time.
Alright, this
Okay.
is taking too long. Let's just light the darn thing.
as you light the
But I'm praying. Jeez.
as you light the incense and place it on the little column, the little pillar in the pagoda, a corresponding light alights in front of the door. And as the dragon falls, you do this with all 4 of them, and all 4 of the pillars alight. By the way, we're going to be giving away these 4 guys tonight. I don't think I mentioned that before. And if we get 3 new subscriptions, we'll give away this black dragon as well. So we're going to give away this pair of goblins, and because the guy who won this last time, I got his package returned, I'm going to give him away again. So I mailed them out and it got returned.
Bummer.
So the address that I was provided with didn't work. So we're going to do this tiefling warrior and this ghoul again.
Nice.
All right. So that'll come up here in a little bit. But as the 4th flame alights, you hear a kind of a rumbling, low rumbling, and then doors recede, and the pitch blackness of the temple awaits you.
I listen carefully for any movement or sound.
Roll perception, please.
Can I help him since I'm standing right there?
You can both, either both of you can roll perception, or one of you can roll with advantage.
You do it with advantage. Both rolling or just me?
You can roll with advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
14.
You
And we're
You-
just staring into each other's eyes as we're listening.
Do you hear that?
You both hear, well, the shuffling of something further in, and then you hear a very faintly, "Milady, is it you? You're not here when you usually come. It's too soon. Milady, is that you? Food? Do you have food? Did you bring me food? I'm so hungry. Oh, no, just end it, please. Sorry, milady, no. Is that you?" And the voice doesn't seem to be getting any closer. It just seems to be inside.
That's right.
You are heartless.
And I want to be like signaling to Sola and pointing at my head.
And I mind link him. Yes, Jaga. Oh no, I'm gonna go. Yes, Jaga. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It irritates me to no end.
Bad habit.
It's just a habit. I'm so sorry, man.
I just do the Homer Simpson. Sola, there is a voice of a woman inside.
This is all in his head, right?
Yeah, I'm speaking in my head. You guys better hurry back here.
We will. I'm gonna mind link Eli. There is apparently a woman inside. We must hurry in.
I'm good.
Well, as soon as the doors start opening,
Okay.
That's what I was told, man.
So as they come up, I'm gonna take my orb out, but not do anything with it yet.
Wolfram
Okay.
stops him.
Can I see
I'm not
anything
doing anything with it
Okay.
yet.
with my?
Puts his hand
But
up.
I want to.
I look in.
Okay.
What do you
At the there's a long hallway that seems to
Oh.
have a downward elevation, a downward slope,
Yeah.
and carved into the arches around it is all kinds of iconography of vines and leaves and grapes, but it's carved in stone. And in between, there are plots of earth that are long fallow, though you can imagine formerly held some sort of plants. So the stone was intertwined with the plants in almost a living topiary type of entryway that you would go into. About 50 feet ahead, you see, now standing there, squinting, kind of covering the light that is barely streaming through, a furbog that looks completely emaciated.
Poor man.
There is a chain around his right ankle. No, around his right and his left ankle. And you don't see where the chain goes to, but it's a long, long length of chain. Disappears around the doorway, which he is kind of framing. He looks to be about, well, it's hard to tell furbog because they can live hundreds of years, but doesn't seem to be an old furbog. Looks to be rather youthful, but is gaunt and emaciated. What would be vibrant greenish hair is patched and disheveled. The clothes that he wears are just scraps. He is barely even clothed, nearly naked, but for some patchwork pants that he has on and scraps of a shirt. And he's peering out, trying to see, and he keeps rambling. Milady, is that you? It's early. Food. Please end this. Am I finished with the work yet?
I turned to Soul and said, "He wants to see you."
I'm gonna say.
You're the only lady around us, right?
I'm gonna say.
Me? How does he even know about me?
I don't know who I'm speaking to him. I have water. You sound like you need water. Would that help? And I'm not your lady, but
As soon as he hears your voice, he stops. And he quickly, you have dark vision, right?
Nope.
You see that he stops and he quickly looks side to side, and then he holds out his hand and he puts a finger to his mouth.
Wait, can you see that?
he sees that.
Oh.
I'm gonna quietly whisper to Heather and just be like, we must be quiet now.
Is that my dick?
I'm gonna mind link him.
You have dark vision,
I do.
so you can see him.
Please, sir, do not fear. We're here to help you.
You're gonna end me then, right? You're gonna end this curse. You're gonna do it. You're gonna finish what Kinshasa started, right?
What, who started?
Kinshasa.
Who is she?
She trapped me here. She promised wealth and riches, and she did something to me hundreds of years ago, and I can't die. I need to die. You need to kill me. It's everyone's dead. My family's gone. There's no hope. Just kill me, please.
Sir, there is always hope when your soul is alive.
My soul needs to die. And you can see his body is straining, and it's clear that he hasn't had food in probably close to 40 days. And you piece together that being trapped in here with no food, he has probably gone through a cycle of not, because you can see there is water that drips in. He's not dying of thirst, but over the course of 40 plus days, he probably has died. And if he is this pain cursed that Artemia says, then he's gone through a cycle of every 40 to 50 days, starving to death, and then being resuscitated back to life 3 days later, and doing it all over again.
I'm gonna mind link Yanni. Be like, Yanni, with your nature, do you think you could find food within the vicinity that we could give him?
I don't know that.
It's a new sensation. She's in my head.
Oh.
I would say yeah, I'll try. So I'm gonna do a nature check for food, I guess. Is there any food around?
Well, you
Like
all have
plants and
rations.
stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, do we have
Yeah.
rations? I didn't
Yeah.
know that. I just assumed that we kind of just picked
It's implied.
berries.
I'm gonna ask
Okay.
one, how you're doing this? How are you doing this? Get out of my head. And are you talking to him as well?
Yes, I am talking to him. We must stay quiet, for I fear he fears something that may be able to hear us.
As you're having this conversation, you see him look to his left, and he just says, there's nothing. I thought I heard something. This is nothing.
I'm gonna mind link him again. Who are you speaking to?
Guardians, the protectors of the tree. I'm the keeper. They're the protectors.
The tree. Is this tree dead?
No, I can't let it die. I want to die, but no, it can't. It must live. No death. I need kill me, please, now.
Tell me, sir, do you have a daughter? Or had a daughter?
He just pauses and thinks about your question. He says, "Why would you ask that?" And his voice audibly in your mind changes, and you can sense a deep anger and sorrow in the tone of his voice.
Was her name Heather?
Audibly now, not in your head, he just screams out, "How do you know that?
Shh, you must remain quiet, sir.
How do you know Heather?"
We found her
He
ghost.
tries to buck against the chains, and as you hear him screaming out, the Heather now says, "Dead, is that dead, dead?" And she just starts going forward.
Sweet.
Crap.
Great.
Crap.
Gotta give him some hope. Sir, you must remain quiet or else we'll be...
He's
We're going to
completely ignoring you now as this ghostly form begins to travel down the hallway
Fun, fun,
towards
fun.
the furbog, straining against his chains, and he looks up and he sees Heather. "Dad, is that you? Dad, I thought I lost you." And then the furbog says, Heather, no, it can't be. No, how are you? No, you're still, no, you're. And she says, "It's all right, Dad. It's all right. I'm here. It'll be all better now. We can just go watch the sunrise like we were supposed to." And he kind of falls to his knees. He says, Heather, you... I need to join you. Just let me die. I need to join you." And Heather stops and kind of
I'm not hearing anything.
Who's that?
not knowing what to do as he's fallen on his knees, hands in his face, as Heather goes over and kind of gives him a hug, and her hands go through his body,
That's
and
weird.
and she just kind of sits next to him and kind of rests her head on his shoulders and kind of begins petting Jupiter as the dad is just there and says,
The
Sola,
Bankhurst is right there.
tell him we'll help him
Where?
if he
On
helps
his
us.
knees, wanting to
How are we
die.
gonna help him?
Where?
50 feet
We'll get him out of
straight
here. He's trapped.
in. Go.
He is not alone.
End it.
What do you mean he's not alone?
He keeps looking left and right. I believe
there's a
there is
reason we
something
need to
else
be
in
quiet.
there.
And he hasn't gotten up.
And he's been talking to someone who...
Is he
Come on, look at-
possibly shackled to something?
Yes.
He's definitely
Oh, is
shackled.
he?
Yes.
Do we think maybe we could unshackle him and bring him out here?
Yes, however...
Absolutely. However, there is definitely something else in there with him.
And he said he had to
Wait,
take care of
wait.
this tree.
I've got an idea. Do we think we can get Heather to come back here?
No.
Stab her with the axe. Then she'll be corporeal, and she can go in and unlock the chain.
Yes. Precisely
Time out.
what we should do.
She's a 6-year-old girl.
I'm against this plan.
Why don't we just
How
send
dark is it
Morphos?
inside the temple?
It is
What?
pitch black.
All you have to do is slice.
So-
Slice. A little bit.
And where is he located in the room? From
So on this
doorway.
map, he is essentially right at the
Oh, and I can't see that?
entrance. So this is all, remember, there's a
Down the
declining
yeah.
elevation, and he is there. You can basically just see his body, but you can't see anything beyond.
See it?
So he's right after just the incline at the bottom.
Yes.
Well, then I'm going to attempt in stealth. I will change my armor to be pitch black. I will cover myself, and I will attempt to sneak down right alongside of him.
Bring him some food, Morphos.
Okay, go ahead and roll your stealth check.
Tell him he's coming.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
30.
Can
Okay.
I mind link the man?
So Morthos, you get essentially right up to along the wall, and you are able to peer in. And when you look in with your dark vision, you see a giant ghostly tree with gnarled roots that spread out over stones that look to be stained in red blood. And the roots dive down under the earth, and you see that they glow with an ethereal greenish, bluish color. And there are no leaves on the tree. The branches reach like a deadened hand, a bony claw up to the sky and pierce through the stone roof of the temple. There is iconography of Shantaea throughout, but it's all desecrated, scratched through. You can see there are what look to be claw marks throughout the temple on all of the iconography of Shantaea. Roll a perception check.
14.
You see that there are the openings to two side vestibule areas, one on the right and one on the left, but you can't really see into them.
So I don't see anything.
You see
As
no
far as
sign of
sign of-
anyone but this furbog.
Well, thinking that I feel pretty well hidden, I'm going to attempt to unshackle his foot closest to me.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a sleight of hand.
Can I'm gonna whisper to Wolfram. Can the minute something bad happens, I'm gonna throw my globe in and light up the whole place, but I can't see to know.
You said sleight of hand?
Yep.
So that would be a 21.
You reach down and you go to unshackle his left foot, which is the one that is closest to you. And as you do so, he finally notices you. And in his grief, he looks up and he just shakes his head and he says, "Do it." And he kind of puts out his neck towards you. And you ignore him and go to unshackle it. And as you do, you hear a click. And at the same time you hear a click, you feel a bzzz shock that jolts
Did not see that coming.
Dundee, the furbog.
Oh.
And he falls down dead right
like
in front of
Saw.
you.
Nice.
He is completely electrocuted and shocked.
Ah.
And you as well take 9 lightning damage. But his left foot is now unshackled.
Oh wow. So he's completely unshackled?
His right foot is still shackled.
Well, might as well unshackle the other one.
Do it again! Wait,
He's
no.
already
You don't know
dead,
what's
right?
happening.
No, he's
As
gonna be dead.
as
dead.
he falls
I know
down,
it's a pain curse.
Heather looks up to you and says,
Oh no.
What are you doing? Don't hurt Dad! No!" And she stands in front of you and her eyes flicker red for the first time.
Oh boy.
What's
Yeah.
happening? What's
We
happening? What's
just-
happening? What's happening? What's happening?
This went wrong.
What's
Do I
happening?
see her eyes turn red like
got
that?
You do.
Does she look like she's gonna hurt Morthos?
She looks like she's angry with Morthos.
Okay, keep going.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's
I
happening?
whispered to Heather,
You tried.
Heather,
You got one off.
trust me.
Okay, gotcha.
I am trying to free him. He is not dead.
Do we need to go in?
Baby's
He
mad.
will come back.
No.
You have to trust me.
Roll a persuasion check.
He's just
Ooh,
mostly
not
dead.
very
While you're
persuasive.
reaching for that hatchet.
12.
12.
That one. He doesn't have it.
Don't
Let's
hurt
see.
dead. And she reaches out and she kind of grabs, well, now you see Jupiter as he materializes and his eyes are red as well.
Materializes?
He,
Twice.
Jupiter kind of,
Visualize.
he materialized, because he's kind of in and out of the visual spectrum. She doesn't make any movement towards you. She just standing her ground next to her father's now limp body.
I still see nothing moving in the room.
Their eyes are red.
Nope.
Do we go in yet? God,
Well,
he's in there by
with
himself.
I'm going
Let him
to
do his thing.
sneak back out of the
He's a
room.
rogue.
Okay. You sneak back out of the room. Heather, the eyes return to the bluish glow of the rest of her body. as she kneels down next to her father and just tries to shake him, but her hands kind of go through his back.
Garis, I accidentally killed him.
You what?
Well, that's
You
unfortunate.
what?
I unlocked his shackle and he got electrocuted. So did I as well. It hurt quite a bit. But
What else did you see?
He's a pain curse.
I know, I know that. But Heather is quite.
As you guys are having this
pissed.
conversation, we're going to do our first giveaway. So, if you would like to participate in the giveaway tonight, the first set of giveaways, we're going to give away this ghoul and this tiefling warrior, female tiefling warrior. Type in ! Shocking if you would like to participate. ! Shocking, and we will choose a winner. So right now, if you would like to win, have a chance at winning, type in ! Shocking, and we will choose a winner here. So in the chat, one entry, please. One entry per person. ! Shocking, and you have to be from the U.S. or from Canada, excluding Quebec for the giveaway rules, etc., etc. But ! Shocking for your chance to win right now.
Go tell your friends.
Okay, continue.
Where's Wild Wild West when you need it?
So, he is still shackled, but Heather is quite mad. Her eyes turned red, and her dog appeared, and his eyes turned red as well. I believe she was very angry. She told me not to hurt her father. I understand that he is dead, and I cannot technically hurt him if he is truly a pain cursed. However, I feel that Heather can hurt me.
I'm still a bit confused by this painters thing.
Can we
but
just go in like bosses and take care of this?
I'm ready.
telling
You want me to go?
I get
You want me to light it up?
I get the impression
Yeah,
that
I really do.
Are we li- are we
there-
Before we do that, bring Heather out here. Let's explain that, and let's go in and kill whatever he was looking at.
all I will tell you
What
is
else did you see?
Whatever.
there are claw marks everywhere in
Oh.
that room.
Well, that's
So whatever it is, I have a feeling is rather strong and large, perhaps.
Okay.
Why don't you make her physical so that she can free her father herself while we take care of whatever's gonna chase us out of here?
That's- 6-year-old
I think somebody said that
Just,
already.
you just have to poke her on the toes.
Yeah,
no,
poke her
the
with the
6-year-old
axe.
I like that on
cannot
I like that on
shackles.
Time out. The father's dead.
He is dead right now.
Dead, or like,
Unconscious.
if I can go in there and cut my hand and bring him back a little bit.
He's only mostly dead.
Mostly dead.
To blade.
Do we attempt? I obviously his shackles are trapped. I can attempt to try to find it and dishonor it and get them out, or we just go in blazing like Warform said.
I think fighting quote unquote whatever is a bad strategy.
I
We should
agree.
find out what it is.
And
And
the
that's
dragon
coming
will
from
kill it.
Yaga.
Of course.
Then you know it's
And I will admit I am at a loss at this moment. I do not know.
How many more shackles are there?
Only one. I can
Alright.
I can definitely.
Well,
I feel
try
very
it.
confident
Should
I can
Alright,
remove
Since
it.
Nevermore got us in this mess, he said he would sacrifice himself if need be. So he's gonna fly in there and tell me what's going on.
That's a great idea.
But hang on.
And then he's gonna die immediately.
There's something keeping him here for a reason. If we pull him out,
Wait, did you see the tree?
Correct.
that might
There's
be.
definitely a 3 in there.
We
Alright.
just, he's chained to something. We have to undo the chain to pull him out.
I
He
think
could do
he's
that.
chained to the tree.
You did see that the chain did
Yeah.
go. There was 2 chains. Left foot.
Two chains.
Left foot to a what looks to be formerly kind of an altar that the tree has grown up and enveloped. There looks to be the old remains of a kneeler and kind of a bench, and one of them on the left and one of them on the right of the tree is what the 2 chains are attached to. Now his left foot has been unchained from the left pillar, and the right chain remains on the right pillar.
Sola, what did he say to you when you were mind blinking?
He said that Anacast, what was the girl? What was
Kinshasa.
Oh wow,
Close.
it's way off. He,
So she says Anacast, though.
Okay.
That's what she says.
Anacast, who the hell is that?
no, I'm sorry. Kinshasa.
Kinshasa?
Yep. No.
Yeah, that she captured him under influence of he would be getting wealth and glory, and she betrayed him.
You look
And he's
like you
been-
know this name.
Kinshasa.
Alright.
Are you sure he said Kinshasa?
Yes.
Not Anacast.
Yes, I was thinking about the bartender's name. Which isn't even Anacast, but because of the name.
Yeah.
Why are there so many complicated names? Can't we
Kinshasa,
just call him Steve?
Kinshasa did this to him?
2 Dungeon Masters is the winner.
2 Dungeon Masters, congratulations.
Way to go, too.
Well, that was the one who captured him.
She did this to me.
The witch?
You mean
Kinshasa did this to me.
she's the one that made you a banker?
I killed her, I thought. But yeah,
Based off of the timeline, this would have happened about 100 years after you dealt with her.
oh. Okay.
Still
Wait. So she did this to me, I killed her, and then she's not dead.
Killed, like chopped off her head, killed?
No. I didn't know that at the time. I drove my sword, this sword, and he apparates it through her heart.
Well, if she's a pain curse like you, we know that only a beheading would kill her.
I didn't know she was.
So she is older than you then.
She is. He's younger than me. What's wrong?
I'm just. This whole pain curse thing has got me
Does that mean she's
a little freaked out. To
Gimgim's
be real.
sister or friend?
There might be some relation. She's a hag. She was in charge of a hag coven trying to keep a powerful necromancer alive, and
Did they eat children?
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
They captured a lot of women and children and bled them dry for their life force.
That's kind of like eating, I think.
And what was meant for the necromancer accidentally got imbued into me, but I tracked her down and killed her after I woke up. This can't be. She's still alive.
Are they?
So you-
Is she speaking in there? The ghost lady?
She's just kind of, you see her hunched over the form of her now dead father, and you see her kind of, her shoulders crying.
Did Homeboy say anything else before he died, or not died, or died? Again, this thing is
He said that
unnatural, and I don't like it very much. I'm sorry, no offense, but
It's all taken.
I don't know if
he said that he very desperately wanted to die.
as he should. It's unnatural not to be able to die.
Yes. And that the only reason he's here is to keep a tree alive.
The tree we have to die.
Yes, the tree. Don't
Yeah.
forget, we need to take care of this tree.
All right. I say we go in.
Are the
We
chains
say we
glowing?
sneak up.
What?
And
Are the chains glowing with necromancy?
They are not glowing with necromancy, they are glowing with evocation. Now, only the right chain is.
I say we sneak up. I throw the light grenade, and we fight whatever comes out.
There's that word, whatever. We don't know what it is.
It's a dragon.
Did you
Get it?
send Nevermore in or not? Because you said you
Oh,
were
yeah.
going to do that.
Send Birdman. Send the.
Oh,
the
I'm
man,
sorry.
Send the
I fell
Birdman
asleep
thing.
while you were all chatting for hours and hours. Sorry.
You're right. We should just rush in. Hold. I'm sorry, Wolfram. Yeah. Kick the door in.
I'm just hoping the doors don't close when the incense burns out. Is all.
Then we get more incense.
Or to get trapped inside, revenge of a
I
better
think
point.
we used all the incense.
And so, I will send the bird to the tree.
You send the bird in.
He'll get just far enough to see to the left and to the right of where.
So he comes in and flies left and right.
No, just looks left and right
Looks left and right.
to see if what the guy was talking. to.
Roll perception.
That 20, which is like a 53, so.
You miss.
Disadvantage.
You see nothing.
43.
22.
Ooh, that's a poor roll for you.
No, it's the bird has a different.
The bird's
perception.
different. You look.
It was a really good roll. 19.
And you look around and you see the two side vestibules. You see no sign of any creatures. You see the tree glowing, and a slow mist kind of falls off of it. And you, as you turn to fly around, you watch as the body of the furball begins to slowly be drug inside.
The tree?
And you
by
look
his left leg?
by his right leg.
Or whatever one's
And you
left.
look and you follow the chain and you don't see what's doing it. No, wait, there's it's a cloud of darkness that you can't see through.
I had a cloud.
That
of darkness,
is-
I thought.
Right here, that's seemingly pulling the chain towards it.
And so, nothing else. All right, then. Nevermore attempts to fly back to me and recall that story to me,
So that you do that? Yep.
And I say, the father is being pulled to death. We may lose opportunity for 3 days to retrieve him, remember?
Yeah.
Shall we do something about this?
Well, what is pulling him in?
Shade.
Shade.
But do I know what this thing
Darkness.
is?
Roll history check.
History. My favorite.
13.
No idea.
I've never seen it before, but it's shadowy, shady. if you will.
Shadowy, shady.
Darkness.
Darkness, or like just a form of form.
All right, so good.
I just want to get Heather out here, explain what we're going to do, and we got to go in.
I don't think she's gonna leave her
She's
father.
not going to leave her father, right?
Well, is she following him as he's inching in?
Is that the darkness?
That's the sphere of darkness that he really couldn't peer
I don't want to
through.
fight darkness.
Is that? Can he tell if that's a level 3 darkness or?
So the Nevermore
It's a
saw
very dark
shadow
place.
or darkness?
There was magical darkness, which
Okay.
I believe you can see through that.
Not Nevermore though, but yes.
That's all.
You can, but Nevermore can't.
Right. Not a big man, like.
Darkness, yes.
So like
Magical
darkness, like I can cast. You've seen me cast darkness.
Yes.
And it was
So I
interesting
can-
because
so-
the room has no light, but there was darkness within the darkness.
Got it. So my globe thing can dispel some of the darkness, even if it's a spell.
It felt pretty powerful.
I'm just saying.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay. So we're not going to explain to the angry ghost girl
Can
and
you?
her
You
dog
can't
what
mind
we're
link a
gonna
ghost, can you?
She could see her.
Well, so we can attempt
Can you do
to
that head
tell,
thing?
tell her.
With the
I could attempt. She speaks a language.
do it.
I'll attempt to mind link her. Heather, your father is not dead. Do not fear. However, we need you to step out because we're going to go retrieve him and kill the evil that is taking him.
I can't leave Dad. I can't leave him.
You must, or else you'll kill us all. She will.
With the fear
Oh.
Shantae.
She kind of, her body kind of pauses and looks up. Roll persuasion.
Come on, baby.
16. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
16.
That's perception. No, 9.
Wow.
I thought I was +6, but
Where's
I'm
our
-1.
bard?
She looks up and she looks back down at her dad and realizes that
He's moving.
his body's moving. And she turns around and starts floating in.
Okay.
All right.
So you
Tell
tried.
her.
We're not
Who
gonna hurt her.
cares? Tell her we're not going to hurt her. She doesn't hurt us, and we're going in. We're going to get her dad.
Heather, we're going to get your dad. We will not harm you.
Okay.
But be careful.
She doesn't respond. She's moving in.
Let's see. Okay.
All right.
Should I go first?
Well,
Probably
let's
good
do our
now.
tip of the spear idea.
Somebody has to.
Hey,
An arrowhead?
say something about my mama.
Your mother's a wonderful lady.
No, not something nice, something mean.
I'm glad she died and gave you that.
What did you say? And I instantly rage.
So you're raging?
Yeah.
Okay, that is bonus action. Anyone else doing anything?
After he moves forward and
gets close to attacking something.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
for the
At the
sake
same
of
time,
you
we're
are
going.
you are raging as you're going into
Yeah,
the
before I
combat.
walk
My
in,
sword's still lit up.
I just wanted them to know that.
You do. I looked at it again. You do need to damage someone with the cantrip in order for it to be
Do
effective. I read it, went back and read it
Before
again.
we run in, I say, Eli, that book from your friend probably would have helped us in this situation, but I'll look at it after this fight.
What?
Is that all right?
Which one?
The wizard book.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
all right. Can
hey,
I'm gonna acid splash right into the center of darkness.
Well,
Oh wait,
I-
so you
so-
guys are about 60 feet away.
Sure.
so
So just so you have the visual right, you're 60 feet away from the mouth of the temple. So if you all rush up, I will even say you can do this freely. You can get to the mouth of the temple. What is your marching order?
I'll be in the back.
me first.
So Yanni, Sola, Kildrick is right in front of you. Sola.
I'll go behind Yanni.
Oh, Wolfram is way back with Solo.
Okay, you can go in 2 by 2.
Yeah, I want to flank right behind him. Like,
Right behind Yanni.
like off his right shoulder.
Okay, Jaga, you're next to Yanni. And Morthos. Okay, so there's your order. Everyone, please roll initiative.
Let's do this.
I did have my
This will
orb
be
in my
open way
hand,
before.
ready to throw already.
So, as you guys get to the front, we'll say for the sake of, you have to do that. You have to do that in your initiative.
Question.
Yep.
Matt's bardic inspiration, where he gave us the 9 temporary hit points. How long does that last for?
It's still going until you either lose them or get a new. You take a long rest or get a new set of temporary hit points.
Cool.
Okay, so 21 and 25.
23.
21.
3 for Yanni.
22 from
Another nat 20 on the night.
2 for Morthos. That's your third one. Eli.
21. Sorry.
Okay. 16 to 20.
19.
Sola 19. Someone please roll for Kildrick and Zeus.
Keldrick's 8 plus something. Zeus is 12.
Okay, so Kildrick is 12. Zeus is... No, I didn't open one for him. Hold on, give me 1 second. Anyway, well, what's Jaga?
9.
9. And Wolfram?
13. I'm sorry, I missed.
13. And Zeus rolled a 12, you said?
Mm-hmm.
I think his dex... I'll tell you in a second.
Oh, yeah. Beyond.
Dex is +1, so he's at 13 as well. Wolfram, your dex is higher than a +1, right?
It is.
Okay, so there's a turnover, and the bad guys. Ooh. Eli, you were at 21?
Yep.
Morthos, you were at 22?
22.
Yanni, you were at 23?
23.
It's just the enemy, though, not the boss.
Which is the tree, which is
All right.
the Whomping Willow from Harry Potter.
Probably.
You all rush in, you make your way up, and you guys breach the front. You do not see the body of the farmer. You do see the tree, those of you who have dark vision.
I don't.
Yanni, your turn.
I yell Spitla, and I throw the globe, aiming for in between the pews there.
Okay, right in the center?
Yeah, right in the center. It's got 60 feet of bright light now.
Okay, so did you cast daylight? Or
Yeah.
So you cast daylight and poof, the room is alight. The darkness is immediately dispelled.
Oh, nice.
Sweet.
You see the still body of the furball lying in front of the tree, as well as a creature with flowing black robes and a red face with a wide, toothy maw grinning at you all. It doesn't seem to have any appendages. It's just a wispy blackness that kind of floats of its own accord in the air. It lets out a scream as it is reacting to the light, and it immediately begins to rush towards you. You have, that was your action. It's an action or bonus action to turn that on. Yep. So we'll say, for the sake of you raged.
I had it already.
Yeah, you raged and you threw it, and so you used up your turn.
Yeah.
You still have movement if you care to use it.
Yeah, I'm gonna yell, dark shadowy thing to the left! And then I'm gonna move up to the globe, close to it.
You moving up to the globe?
Yeah.
Okay. So you rush forward, and the pews to your left and right are broken and sundered, and this creature, its gaze continues fixed on you as Morthos, you are up.
So am I considered in the doorway? Meaning, will 40 feet get me right up next to the creature?
Yeah, you're kind of like back here, so yeah, you can get up right next to the creature.
Does the creature seem to be corporeal?
It is very hard to tell.
All right, well, I'm pulling out the axe anyway, just in case, and I'm
Okay.
going to attack it.
Okay, attacking with the axe.
Yep.
Roll your attack. You do not have sneak attack. There's no one next to it.
Is it the... I actually don't know what it... Would it be considered the same as my sword, the plus, or no?
Yeah, it's
So it'd be +8.
well, it's a hand
The
axe.
hand axe?
Which is light. Are you proficient with light weapons?
Yes,
Yes.
that's why he has it.
Yep. Then yeah, it's +8.
So that would be a unnatural 20,
That hits. Roll your damage.
which would be... Well, is it corporeal?
It is.
Okay.
You know, I mean, it is incorporeal, but the wisps kind of shudder for a
So
second.
meaning, do I get my extra 1d6 of damage? is
And
what
you
I'm
do, as its form shudders under the attack of the axe, and you cut through.
That sucks.
You cut through
asking. With 3.
what looked to be 3 plus
Paper
what?
cut it from
3
incorporeal
plus,
to corporeal.
plus 5.
So 8 total
8.
damage of force damage.
Totally worth it.
I honestly don't know. It doesn't
Yeah,
say.
I think it's force damage.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it is force damage, right?
All right, very good. And so you slash through the wisps, and a bit of fabric flutters to the ground as the form has been made corporeal.
And I will take the dodge bonus action.
You take the dodge bonus action. Very good. As the creature looks at you
Yep.
and then looks at Yanni
Yeah.
and
Taunt him.
flashes towards Yanni. You get an opportunity attack.
Sweet.
Doesn't want none of
Does it
this.
have to be with the same weapon?
That's what. No, I mean, you can use a different weapon if you care to.
No, it's alright. That's not gonna hit. It's a 2.
2 does not hit. 2 plus your-
Whatever, it doesn't
yeah.
matter.
As it rushes up towards you and reaches out its hand to swipe across your chest. It rolls a 17,
It meets.
and you take 17 damage,
Ooh.
and your hit point
Wow.
maximum is reduced by 17.
Oh!
That is of necrotic damage.
None of that. Oh,
I'm sorry. You need to make a Constitution save.
So you're saying there's a chance?
For it to be halved. 8.
19.
19. You resist the drain of life that you feel. So while you take the 17 damage, your hit point maximum is not reduced.
And that's all necrotic,
That's all necrotic.
even though he hit me.
Okay.
Not really.
I like that one.
It is now Eli's turn.
So I see all that happen. I've got my sword out. I got my shield out. I apparate my sword. I run it across my forearm because I died previous episode, so the right faded.
Yep.
I take 3 damage.
And you took a short rest, so.
It's long rest.
Oh, is?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. Anyway,
it doesn't matter. I
reignited
died.
it. Yep.
So I take 3 damage. I light it up, and can I get on this thing? I don't know where I was standing.
Yeah, you are standing right behind Jaga, and you are able to 5, 10, 15, 20, 28. You'll be able to get right up next to the wraith-like creature.
All right. Now, as I'm running in on it, can I take a look at it and see if, in my monster hunting experience, I've seen something like this?
Yeah,
as I'm
roll
running?
history check.
All right. 7.
7. You know that there are many types of undead, many types of ghosts, banshees, wraiths, poltergeists. They're all similar. This one seems to be intentionally guarding this place, and not unsure which variety it is.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try to slash its arm off that swiped at him.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your attack.
17. Wait up. 17.
17.
Yeah.
That is a hit.
Okay. I'll roll the other one too.
Yep.
14 plus 7, 21.
They both hit.
And they both have my
Radiant damage. Yep.
yes. Do I double it because of what it is?
Yes, it is undead.
Okay. 5, 8, 9, 11, plus 6, 17, plus 6.
So 23 total.
Oh, actually plus another 6 because it's 2 attacks.
So 23 total.
No. Yes. No.
17.
Plus 12.
17 plus 12.
Yeah.
29 total.
Yeah.
Woo! Crushed it.
Nice.
Okay, so you bring your broken radiant sword, you slash right through what would be its midsection, and then you bring a backhand through it again, and a massive bit of this now corporeal black shroud just slowly wafts to the floor, and you can see underneath the shroud kind of a glowing red form of some sort of creature that is there, that is just shuddering violently at the radiant energy searing it. And it now looks to you with hate-filled, glowing eyes in the midst of this grinning maw. And as you finish your turn, it holds up one of its bony hands and makes a fist, and there's a...
Counterspell.
It's not a spell. As there is a... you don't need to... You would have known it wasn't a spell.
Okay.
I'll be nice. As there is a green wave of force that emits from the tree. And I need every one of you to roll a Constitution save.
11.
11?
Oh no.
6.
6?
Oh boy.
Fail.
1?
Oh, me?
Johnny?
23.
10.
10?
17.
17. Kildrick rolls a... Did you roll for Kildrick?
No.
No.
I can, no.
Kildrick rolls a 2. And Zeus rolls a 3.
Oh.
Party
Oh, TV guys.
It's gonna be one of those fights, guys.
So everyone, so 17 passed, 11 passed. Everyone who was above a 10 passed.
Ones if you're at a 10.
If you're at a 10, you fail. Okay? And so everyone who failed takes 5 necrotic damage.
Is that out of game? Is that considered like a layer action essentially?
Yeah, it was a layer action.
Okay.
Sola, you passed?
I got a 10.
Oh, so you failed. So that's 5 damage to you. And
I have
killed.
temporary hit points though.
Okay, yep. So they just come off.
Oh
of that.
yeah. No, I died.
You died. Those temporary hit points are long.
They were
gone.
used.
So Sola, you still have
4
4 temporary hit points left. Okay, very good. It is now Sola's turn.
Is he still there?
He is still there,
Okay.
just kind of floating above, well, really at eye level with Yanni and slightly above Eli.
I'm
So
gonna
still below the hair.
radiant sunball him.
Okay, you need to be within 30 feet, so you kind of step into the
man.
you step into the vestibule, and you make your attack.
Pew pew.
14.
14 hits.
Nice.
This is AC dropping his corporeal.
8.
Yeah.
8
8 damage. All right, very good.
seconds. 17 plus 8.
Hits.
And that's going to be 10.
10. Nice.
Third is 12 plus 8.
Hits.
And Savage Attacker. 8.
8. Wow.
Good job.
So as you blast, the 3 bolts of energy poof, 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 hit the corporeal form of this creature, and it flashes away with the radiant energy bits of its black shroud, and you see the shroud beginning to dissolve around it, and you see this reddish, bluish form that is beneath the form of what looks to be, now that you are beginning to see it more clearly, a woman. Its face still shrouded, but what looks to be a ghostly apparition of a woman. Wolfram, you're up.
I would like to run up next to Eli.
So you run up next to Eli.
No, next to Eli. Within 10 feet of the shade.
Okay.
And if anyone is watching, I start shifting.
You start shifting.
And so my hair starts turning sort of like feathers slick back, and my face kind of stretches like a beak slightly. And I will mark. Oh, no, I can't yet. So that happens, and I will gain my temporary hit points. And then I will.
You all see this?
Okay.
Yeah, you all see this evidently.
I will attack using Chill Touch.
Okay.
Come on, baby. 26.
Hits. Roll your damage.
So this is necrotic damage.
Okay.
But he has disadvantage on attacks against me till the end of my
As
next
you
turn.
reach out and do the chill touch to it, it wraps around its throat and it passes right through its form. It seems to have, the necrotic damage seems to have no effect on it.
So,
It is immune to necrotic damage.
okay, but it still hits, right?
It still does hit.
Okay, so alright.
So it
Disadvantage on me, but it did no damage.
it did no damage. You immediately
That's good.
you immediately realize this, that necrotic damage did nothing to it.
Got it. Goal achieved. End of turn.
All right, Zeus is up, and Zeus goes bounding forward and
Come on, Zeus.
goes to bite at the form of the wraith. And someone please roll an attack for Zeus.
He has advantage, right?
He does have advantage. So +8 to whatever you roll.
13.
13 hits.
Ooh,
And number 2 with advantage.
nat 20.
That hits. So please roll on the first attack. Roll 2d6 and take the higher one.
6.
So 6 plus 5 is 11, and roll 3d6 and take the higher 2.
7.
7 plus 5 is 12, right? So 12 plus 11 is 23 total damage. As he jumps up, he bites at the last bit of the hanging shroud and rips it off of the creature, and the mask goes with it. And exposed underneath the shroud is the floating form of a corporeal woman that has a absolutely horrifying face. I need everyone to roll a wisdom save, please.
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Oh, this is not good.
13.
Do I have an advantage?
Wisdom, 13,
15.
15,
11.
11,
11.
11, 1 again,
No.
27.
27, okay. Kildrick,
Oh, actually 11.
Kildrick has a 16, Zeus has a 14. I rolled well for them this time. So you three, Kildrick and Zeus, all pass. You three are all immediately terrified. You are absolutely frightened to your bones.
Scared to the bone.
And
That's not a dragon.
you cannot move closer towards the creature, and any attacks you make against it have disadvantage.
Sweet.
You can repeat the save at the end of your turn. All right, so as that happens, Morthos, you hear more than see what feels to be a movement of wind behind you, and then you immediately
No.
This is not cavalry. This is not
feel a stabbing sensation, 21, in
That was
your
with disadvantage?
in your back. Yes.
He picked up boss.
No, that's here. Okay.
Oh, that's not bad. That's
As from the shadows, you turn just in time to see a creature that looks like a skeleton with thin skin stretched over its bones, except its arms look 3 sizes too long. And as you look at it, it actually has stabbed you through the air from about 15 feet away with long, almost 2-foot long claws.
Uncanny dodge, by the way.
Yes, you're gonna need it. And as you turn to do your uncanny
I
dodge,
did. He said that was we rolled a 21
it
with
hits you,
disadvantage.
and with its first attack, and it does 34 damage, halved to 17.
Oh!
With its second attack, it does a 23 to hit, so it does 34 damage to you with
23
its
with disadvantage still.
15 and 16.
Jeez.
So you take 34 damage as the second claw. I need you to.
I'm down.
I need you. Okay. You go down and it retracts immediately. And as it turns to the rest of you, you see a big smile on its face, and it flashes its claws and disappears in the darkness.
That sucks.
Is your ball
Okay.
still there?
It is now Kildrick's turn. Kildrick sees what's going on, and he says, "Oh, no, Morthos, get up, my friend. I can't have you down. You need to get back up again. There ain't nothing gonna keep you down." And he does a healing word to you, and you get, oh, look at that, maxed it. 4 plus 5, you get 9 points of health back.
Ew.
Pissing the night away.
And he says, "You can do it, brother. Go punch him in the face or something." And you also have a bardic inspiration. So you can add to your die a d6 for a save, an attack, etc. All right. It is now, and he's just kind of standing outside.
Question.
Yeah.
The light is still casting daylight, and you said
It is.
it went into the shadows, so not a magical shadow.
So the day.
Teleported.
You know what?
Yep,
You're absolutely
Mhm.
right.
I know.
Thank you. He is still there.
Okay.
But
I forgot about
Does he
that.
think he's invisible?
Now,
Yeah, I
No,
like
he,
that.
you see him kind of flash, and then
Now here's my next question for you.
covers
Kind
his
of-
eyes.
When
Yeah.
he first came out from invisibility hiding, would that have been
he didn't
negated?
actually come out of. He came out of this vestibule here.
Okay, just okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. It is now Jaga's turn.
Ugh.
So I can't move any further in, right?
You cannot get closer to her,
Yeah.
so you are
You just saved us.
25 feet away. You cannot get closer than 25 feet. So that means you can't actually get around this corner here.
Right.
Son of a gun.
Not even the other corner?
You can move this way.
Alright, well, I draw my sword,
Yep.
and I'm just overtaken with fear. This is what happens when you fail to plan. And I will
Says the dragon.
throw my sword at the ghoul thing.
All right,
on
do
the-
so with disadvantage, please.
With Eli and I, right?
On him too?
Huh?
On him too?
Oh, you can't see this because it's around this corner here.
Yeah, but if I go to the right.
Oh, so you're moving to the right.
Right, yeah.
And
I
what's
like
your range?
30 feet.
So you can have to get there to see it. Oh no, you know what? You can't get around this corner either.
No, I'm not shooting at the guy in the
You
middle.
actually cannot get any
You can't get
closer because the
closer.
way that this is,
Okay.
you would have to get closer to move.
So you have to break the.
And,
All right. I
and
stand there and I cry,
I'll make a
and I
wisdom
try to break my thing.
go ahead and roll a.
It's just a ghost. You've seen.
Come on, Jaga, you can do it.
Go ahead and roll
Slapping
roll a
himself.
wisdom save.
This is Gilgamesh all over again. Who's your god?
Magoogliat.
That's a 10, but I will use.
You are still frightened.
I will use saving face.
To roll once more.
No,
Is that how
add
it works?
5.
You
So
you
it's
ought.
15,
Oh, so you pass.
Nice.
and I just talk myself into it. You can do it. I'm not really scared.
I like it.
You are no longer frightened. Very good. That is a crazy ability.
Almost bent backwards.
Saving face is awesome.
Did I spit on you?
All right,
Samurai.
Yanni, you are also scared stiff as this woman has appeared before you with this disgustingly grotesque face, eyes missing, and you can see the insides of her sockets, the teeth missing, tongue kind of hanging out with a broken jaw that's kind of distended out of its joints, and it is just kind of looking at you as a red glow appears, staring your way.
So shaking so much, there's lightning coming off, and then I'm gonna storm Aura. Oh, take this! And I gotta make a dex save.
I mean, make a dex save.
Yeah.
That is a 13.
That fails.
Okay, go ahead and roll your damage.
What is it?
Come on, everyone.
This is a bonus action.
Yes.
Okay,
4. And then
and that's lightning damage.
that is lightning damage.
Okay. So it hits it, but it doesn't seem to be quite as damaging as it might normally be.
Oh, of course. And then I'm just going to take 2 swings with my hammer, just being like, just shaking, but like, you gotta do it for Sola. And
All right, roll your attacks with disadvantage.
Nope.
yeah, that's an
What's your
an
first one,
11.
11 misses.
Yeah,
As you shaking swing with your right hand and miss,
23.
taking courage, you swing with your second and you connect. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Ooh, 8.
8. And whereas you would have typically passed through the form, it does connect solidly and do the full damage to it.
Nice.
Okay.
Uh,
Morthos, as your
I want to
turn.
make a wisdom save.
At the end of your turn, yep. Go ahead and roll your wisdom save.
With the hatchet. Make sure she stays corporeal.
Big money, big money, big money.
Nope.
You are still frightened. Morthos, you hear the words of Kildrick.
I need some help.
Music to your formerly deafened ears. Your eyes flutter open, and you are aware of this giant clawed creature immediately to your south, and this ghostly apparition, this banshee that is in the midst of the rest of your party.
So I'm going to stand up, obviously.
That's half
First,
of your movement.
half movement. And so I still have 20 feet, which should... Morthos is literally going to run and,
Yep.
for theatrics, he's going to leap over the pews. And basically just through midair, he's going to take his hatchet and try to take off the head
Okay.
of the banshee. Or
Roll your
whatever it
attack.
is. With advantage?
With advantage, because you are now flanking him. Her.
I'll re-roll that since it bounced up there, but... Good thing I did.
Did you crit?
I just critted.
Nice.
Love it.
Beheader.
Gotta be in the tray. Gotta be in the tray.
Well, the other one was a 17 anyway. It would have hit. It just wasn't a crit.
Love it.
By way of reminder, you who are watching can, for 100 bits, purchase advantage for any of our players.
We could
Maybe-
use it.
Who has
Or
a wisdom
disadvantage when I
minus
stunning
1
strike
or
Or
somebody.
disadvantage for the DM, or for 1,000 bits, a healing potion
Just re-roll
for the players.
And
How
new.
about
And
a
new.
1,000 bits for an automatic pass on a save?
No, 10 subscriptions.
They're still no for a subscription for a gifted or otherwise sub. You also get advantage.
So that'd be
For a
21.
player.
That's a good idea.
Oh, I did. I mean,
So there was a yes you.
forget it. We won't count that one.
Nothing happened.
21 force
And
damage.
if I think we did have two subs so
we
far
did have
tonight.
one sub gifted.
One sub. So then there is an advantage. I don't know if that was named for anyone, but
Chip Douglas, who is having a buffering issue, gifted a sub.
okay. So that will be advantage for the
To Carissa.
in lieu of someone who is not named. The DM will have that. Thank you, Chip.
What?
The DM has killed it.
GTFO.
No.
I so funny.
That
I
is so funny.
Angie gets the pick.
Yes.
All right, Ange, give your advantage out.
Who gets the advantage? Ange?
And
She goes, BS.
Whose turn is it?
and
Oh,
yeah. So
there's
for
21
a
force
gifted
damage.
sub or a new sub, you can also name advantage for someone.
Sweet.
All right, so you critted on this lady.
Hey-o!
Give me the damage.
21 force damage.
Oh my.
We all need it, Ange.
Oh,
We got a
Ooh.
disadvantage.
And a DM disadvantage. We all need it. I think only Wolfram has one
I have
advantage.
2.
Hey, 0.
okay.
Still up.
What? How much damage did you do?
21 force damage.
21 force damage. She is her as you hack at the back of her neck, you nearly decapitate her corporeal form, but the axe holds fast as you pull it out, and her head kind of sickeningly turns
like an owl.
without the rest of her body as she sees you and readies a scream.
I'm going to
Good
move
thinking,
5
Ange.
feet. I still have 5 feet of movement, which I'm going to move to the right and take the hide action.
So you move 5 feet to your right,
Yep.
and you take the hide action.
Yep.
What are you hiding behind?
The pews.
The pews are kind of broken on the ground.
He lays on the ground, obviously.
I'm going to lay down on the ground
Puts
then.
his cloak over him.
All right, I'll say there's enough of a pew there for you to try to get down behind. As you get down behind, you hear an unearthly howl. I need everyone to make a Constitution save.
Including the boss.
I would recommend that you use your advantages if you have them.
Nope.
Okay, well, Ange
You
just
said
gave me one.
Constitution?
Constitution
Are
save.
you lying?
Nailed it.
19.
I am using mine.
Do you want to risk it?
No.
A banshee whale? Is that
I
what's
just know he's
happening?
tricked us to use inspiration
You said
before.
Constitution save.
22.
I'm using mine. Gone.
And mine's gone. Ange, thank you very much.
All right, Sola.
17.
17. Sola falls flat at 0 hit points.
Holy.
What was yours?
19.
You pass.
I've
Wolfram.
got left 44 hit points.
22.
Huh?
22?
Pass. Jaga.
24.
Pass. Yanni.
13.
No!
Falls flat. 0 hit points.
So not unconscious, just 0?
0 hit points. Unconscious. He is knocked out. Kildrick.
Wow, I lost all 44 hit points. That's crazy.
What the hell?
That's one heck of a freaking...
Kildrick rolls a
Reaction.
13.
He got
He
close.
is
Spell, whatever.
He got close
unconscious.
to the
What was
tree.
the DC?
And
unconscious.
Zeus
But not die.
rolls an 18. He is up.
Oh, I lost it by 1 point.
That is your turn. That is her turn.
You stop it, Kale Manning.
I love this. This
And
is
so,
this is so good.
Yanni, Sola, and Kildrick, as the unearthly howl echoes through your soul, you feel the life ripped out of you, and you are overcome as you all fall down
I'm not gonna
at
get a kill again.
0 hit points.
That's crazy.
barbarian.
Okay. I
You
love
up?
banshees.
No.
Okay, it is now Eli's turn. As you see 3 of your comrades fall down, you know Morthos is gravely wounded, and you know that there is a unearthly looking bone creature behind you.
It's happening.
You would remember that we got told about the tree. burning the tree down, the tree causing all
Yeah,
of
I
this.
was gonna say.
Yes.
Me, as the DM, tell you this.
Here's the deal, though. I have no way of lighting it on fire.
Stop metagaming.
I was literally going to do it on the next minute.
Nobody has
What are
a
you doing,
torch?
guys?
You wait. I'm thinking.
Oh, your thing is radiant?
Yes.
Oh, so stupid.
Yeah.
I'll say it was
The
that's
only
what I was
person
going to
with-
do.
Throw a torch at it.
Fire was Vincent. He was fire.
I got no fire.
Do you have his foot? Maybe there's some
What are
fire.
you doing, Eli?
I can't do anything but attack.
Roll your attacks.
Kill the freaking banshee.
Yep. 15. And the next one is 18.
18 both hit. Roll your damage.
What was that now?
Put all your oomph into it.
I'm trying.
Dead, so radiant light
Yeah, radiant fire.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Come on.
to the tree.
So 9 plus 3 is 12, plus 3 is 15. Plus
As
1
the
is
howl emits forth from her, as her head has turned around and screamed in Morthos's direction, though he's hiding under a pew, you pierce your broken sword straight through what would be her heart, and with a explosion of bluish green energy, her body just dissolves into thin air.
Okay, so she's dead. Now, quick. I guess it doesn't matter. I was gonna say, would have one attack have killed her, or did I need both?
Oh, I'm sorry. Right before that happens, she reaches up her hand and snaps. I need everyone to roll a Constitution save.
Does that
I'm
mean I make a
already
death
down.
save?
What?
Do I do a death save?
I still need you to roll a Constitution save.
I am rolling well.
Seriously?
Constitution. I rolled another 19.
Okay, you
17.
pass.
22. 23, crit.
Pass, pass,
24.
I
pass.
passed all my
23.
saves.
I
Pass.
wake up and I
His
have all my
thigh has
hit
rolled
Pass.
like so many
15.
17s
Kildrick.
good.
Pass.
Passes. Zeus fails.
Oh no.
So Zeus takes 5 points of necrotic damage, and you, who are downed, do not get an automatic death fail.
Could we have used the disadvantage on your sap life thing? Or is that like a...
No, it's its ability, and then you all need to make
Got
a save against it.
So she's dead.
She is gone, and now the bone claw looms behind you.
I have, because of my bandolier, I have the ability to do a free action, I thought, to give someone
A
that.
bonus action.
Bonus action.
Yep.
Which I have not used.
You've used your action to make 2 attacks.
Correct.
That's correct.
So I am going to look down at Yanni,
Yep.
who's at my feet, and I'm going to take a health potion I have and dunk it into his mouth.
All right. 2d4 plus 2.
5, 7.
Okay, you get 7 points of healing, Yanni, and you are back in business. All right. It is now Solah's turn. I need a death save, please.
Pass.
All right, so that's 1 success. All right, I need now the bone claw as it turns.
Oh, you skipped me. And Zeus.
I did. I'm so excited to attack you. Go ahead.
I know you are. I will. Seeing the banshee go off in a puff of smoke, I will turn towards the noise behind me and go.
on my computer.
I will actually move. No, I will turn towards it, and first I will cast. I'm sorry. Mirror image.
Okay, so 3 versions of yourself poof, poof, poof,
Yes.
apparate out.
And
For the
then
sake of this, I'm going to put 3 on you so that as they disappear, we'll take them off.
and I will then move 5 feet closer.
To it.
Yes.
Okay, so you step closer to it.
You're shifted, right? You're part wolfy now.
I am
He's
not
part
part wolf.
He's part
Thank
raven.
you.
Part raven.
Mm-hmm.
Part
Makes
ram?
no freaking sense.
Part Ram?
Which part is ram?
You heard my story. Maybe you didn't listen to it, but you heard it.
Okay.
And then I will mark the scent of that beast.
Yep.
So I will always know where it is. And then I will
move again, hopefully. As far close as I can to the tree. Straight up. Oh boy.
I see what you're doing here. You get next to it as an opportunity attack is made against you,
Oh, he didn't hit him, he hit me instead? That's rude.
and that's a 20 to hit.
Hold on, wait. You would have to roll randomly. So 1d4 and you pick.
So first I determine if it hits, right? And now, since it hits, now you roll the d20 to see if you're, I think on the first one it's above a 6, right?
Oh, yeah, well, I don't know. There's a lot of words here. Each time, whether the attack instead hits one of your... Okay, so I roll a d20. 6 or higher to change the attack's target. Got it. 10.
So one of the attacks is successful, and one of the images is skewered with the opportunity attack, and the creature, the image just poofs away.
Got
You
it.
have 2 left around you.
Got it.
Very good. Now its next one is 10 above, 10 or above, I think. 8 or above. All right, very good.
8 then 11.
Excellent. Zeus turns and rushes towards the bone claw and goes to bite it. Please, someone roll an attack straight up, no advantage. He has no allies, Jason.
8 plus 8.
16 hits.
5.
5 total damage.
No, 5 plus whatever.
No, just
I don't have his
plus
thing.
8. Plus 8.
Alright, 13.
13 does not hit.
No, it does. That was the damage.
Oh,
The first one was the damage.
I thought he has 2 attacks.
I
So
didn't do the
so
second
to roll
one.
both the attacks and then yeah,
7 plus 8, 15.
15 does not hit.
15 doesn't hit.
15 does not hit.
Okay.
Advantage.
So then
on your
only the
death
first one
save.
hit, and that was the one I
Wait,
rolled a
yeah,
5 on.
So he
your
has
life.
5 plus 5 is 10 total damage.
Yes.
As he bites and rends its rotting flesh off of its legs, it doesn't quite do as much damage as you might otherwise think he would do. But he does do some damage. And he stands his ground, growling at this creature. It is now the creature's turn. And it turns to Zeus.
Oh no.
Zeus
And-
doesn't
See
ya,
have
boss.
hits.
2 attacks on Zeus.
Snap ones.
Roll low.
First one is a 23.
That's not low.
The second one is a 21.
He
And that is...
he gets advantage.
That is 40 points of damage to Zeus.
No. Zeus didn't get hit last time.
40
And
points
Zeus
of
goes unconscious.
Oh, because of the necrotic emission.
Yeah.
And he
Wow, that's a lot of down people. I like
he
this.
begins to step closer, though not actually within range of you all.
It's really good.
And he is he's in the midst of you all. It is now Kildrick's turn. Kildrick is down. He needs to roll a death
I
save.
thought he was unconscious.
I'll roll it for him.
Go ahead.
Come on. 2.
That's a failure for Kildrick.
Dear. Who's left?
Does he have any disadvantages?
Who?
Advantages?
Are-
No, he doesn't.
No.
Or advantages, I mean, yeah. So that is 1 failure for Kildrick. Okay. This is what happens when you miss the session, Matthew. We kill your character. All right.
It's cool.
It is now Jaga's turn.
Life goes on.
Jaga, you see both Sola and Kildrick down next to you.
Mm-hmm.
You also see this large creature that has now stepped into view and has just downed Zeus.
Mm-hmm.
Finally shaking off the fear, but I see Solo down. I do see the new threat, so I will attack that thing, and I will use Fighting Spirit.
Okay, so
To
you're
gain
stepping
advantage?
up.
Yep.
Okay, as you step up, it takes a swipe at you as you enter its threatened radius. That is a 26 to hit. You take 20 points of damage.
Okay.
And
planning
you
for
step
that.
up and go ahead and make your attacks.
All right. I will use great weapons.
Okay, so you have advantage and you're using Great Weapon Master,
Yep. So,
and I presume you're going to action surge as well.
Oh, you could presume that, yes.
Okay, so go ahead and roll all 4 of your attacks with advantage.
I'm stressed out.
I might have
Ooh,
to put
crit.
this away.
Natural
Put
20.
it on the first one.
Come on
Nice.
now. Come
Do it
on.
again. Do it again.
Come on.
Second
need
one.
It hasn't been hit
Yanni,
yet.
Morthos, Eli just got advantages.
That's not great. 11.
Does not hit.
You suck.
And the third one.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
Nope. 12.
You
Does not
double
hit.
Suck.
We have one more attack.
Come on.
Oh yeah. I rolled 1, 2. That's 2 attacks.
You've rolled 3 attacks.
I
so
rolled 2.
so you critted on the first.
Oh no, I did roll 3. You're right.
Yep,
Ooh. 21.
that hits. So roll.
So then
So that's 1 crit and 1 normal attack.
Right.
1 normal hit.
7
So you-
plus.
So you should roll 66 plus 10.
All right. Let me borrow some d6s.
I got some.
Borrow some of these. One of yours. One of yours.
I like that one.
You can roll more.
Okay. 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 20,
Yes.
30 damage.
30 damage.
He has
Very
not been
nice.
hit yet.
As you slash through it, your sword rends the flesh down its chest, and though it cuts deep, it doesn't seem to cut quite as deep as it normally otherwise would, but you do damage to it. Do damage. All right, it is now Yanni's turn. Yanni, you are alive with 7 points of health, though your rage has your rage has ended.
And you have advantage.
I'm gonna stand up.
You have an inspiration.
Okay, that's half of your movement to stand up.
I should have army crawled, so he thinks I'm still down.
That would work.
Can I do a nature check to see if this tree is giving this beast some type of
Thank you.
power?
Smart.
That wouldn't be nature, that would be arcana.
Nurture.
Well, but I'm seeing if the tree
Nature
is doing
versus
it.
Your arcana is good.
It's yeah. Can I make that check?
Yeah.
18.
You sense that the tree is definitely absorbing energy. You can't quite tell if it is also giving off energy. You see there's a glow that is more pervasive at the roots, that gets lighter as it traverses the length of the tree. But it's definitely, whatever it's rooted into, it's definitely drawing energy from that.
But the relation between it and the
Is unclear.
unclear.
Are you looking up another character?
What?
Yes.
Are you looking up another character?
No, look at this up.
I'm going to.
Oh my gosh, I'm nervous. Morphos, are you down still?
No.
He's just hiding underneath
Who's
the
down?
trees.
Okay, so I'm gonna say.
Sheldrick
I'm
is
gonna-
down with a death fail. Sola is down with a death success.
All right, I'm gonna say. Knowing that the tree is giving out. and
Zeus is also
absorbing
down.
power, I'm gonna say. Somebody kill the tree, and then I'm gonna shoot a lightning bolt at
Okay,
The
roll your attack.
Not the tree.
The tree or the
the
guy?
the guy.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep my advantage for my death saves later.
Boy.
14.
Does not hit.
That's cool.
Okay. And so the lightning bolt sizzles past its head and explodes on the stone behind him. As Morthos, you are hidden underneath the broken remains of the pews. What are you doing?
So, hearing Yanni just yell out, thinking it's probably not the wisest thing in the world, he's going to listen to him anyway. He's going to turn around and he's going to use it as his advantage.
You don't know.
Pull out his ogre mage sword, speak some words, and a green flame is going to ignite off the end of it as he attempts to light the tree on fire.
Okay, roll your attack against
on.
the tree.
It'd be a 27.
You plunge your dagger into the depths of the tree, and green flames ignite around it. And you hear the creature yell out, "No!" as it fixes its eyes on you
They can't see.
as the tree begins to burn.
It's on
Please roll your damage.
Roll high.
all of it.
11, 16, 18, 19, 21.
That was sneak attack, right?
Yep. 21.
Thank goodness I moved there.
I know, how about it, right? It's 27.
27, very good. As the fire begins to consume the branches and consume the fungal growth, and one in the center of the tree, there's a depression that looks almost spherical that it's further up the tree, and it looks very much like it could house a fruit, which also seems to be at almost the heart of the tree.
Did we have to kill the fruit?
It
And
is
then-
now Eli's
Oh,
turn.
No, hold on.
That was okay. That's your first attack.
I just pissed it off. So at that point, I'm going to hop over this little wall there or whatever, run towards the right, and hide by the opening of that room.
Okay, so you're going over here to the far room.
No, not into the far room. By like the little alcove that's
Like over here.
yeah, it's like right in there.
Okay, so there's a giant statue of Shantea.
It's on the outside of the building, right?
No, it's like a little vestibule area open to this giant statue. There's one on the other side as well of Shantea, as she's kind of has light and in one hand and grain in another, as she's kind of reaching out with her eyes upstretched to the heavens, kind of making an offering to the people, her worshipers, as well as kind of her eyes up to something beyond her.
All right.
So you rush over and you seek to hide in the statue area.
Yep.
Roll your
Already got the
stealth,
plan.
please.
That's what I was looking up.
28.
Very good. Eli, you're up.
I saw Morthos plunge into it and light it on fire, and this guy got angry, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to disengage
Okay.
and run to Sola
Okay.
and Kildrick,
Yep.
and I'm going to just cut myself and touch both of them.
So for your action, and technically it's a bonus action,
Okay. Then
so you can only do it to
I'm going
one.
to do it to Kildrick first.
Okay.
How much more movement do I have?
That was 10 feet of movement. So you have 20 feet after this.
Where did we? You said that there was a pillar that we had to light something on fire right by the door, right?
That was 60 feet outside. Yep.
Shoot. Okay. That's not smart. Is there anything in here that looks, yeah, flammable?
Other than the tree itself, you see the broken remains of the pews in front of the tree.
Got nothing. Okay.
Are the pews wooden?
Yeah. You want me to?
Old,
I don't want
and
you to do
they're certainly damp. They're not necessarily dry kindling, but they look to be ancient wooden trees.
Then I'm going to. How
or
far am I from this guy?
wooden pews.
20 feet.
You're 15 feet away from him.
I'm gonna pivot and throw my sword at his face.
Okay, so bonus action to. Did you just stabilize him?
I used all of my short rest hit dice, so I cannot upcast
So you
it.
stabilized Kildrick.
Yes.
Okay, so Kildrick is stable.
And like on a knee, I'm gonna pivot and like a second baseman turn in two. Just
I like it.
throw it right at his face.
And he's got
Okay.
a strong arm.
So you turn and you make your attack.
I miss
Okay,
with a 1.
and so roll a d20, please.
2.
2. You throw the sword and it gets stuck in the wall behind him.
Oh.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's.
He's gonna
True.
I
Okay.
can't do it on this turn. I have to do it on
Correct.
the next
You have to do it next turn as a bonus action.
And I'm...
You can do it.
20.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. As you
Oh, so close.
as you do that, he looks and sees that Morthos is no longer visible, turns back and looks out and sees that Morthos is the closest one to the tree.
You mean Wolfram?
Wolfram, sorry, and pivots around.
It's not his turn?
Opportunity.
How is he moving?
Mm.
You
It was
skipped
just
Sola.
Eli.
I
me,
keep doing
and
that.
Zeus.
I'm sorry. I skipped everybody. Sola, you're up.
I got a 19.
Move your guy back.
He's just so excited to kill everyone.
I know.
Yes.
Ah, you're all dead.
It's true. So that's another success for you, Sola. Very good. That's clutch. Did you use an advantage on that? No?
I have one left.
Okay. And it is now Wolfram's turn.
Wolfram will turn around. This thing is clearly undead, yes?
Yes.
And he will take his staff and grab a raven head.
Come on.
And shout, "Thou shalt not pass!" and crush the raven head to turn him, and you have disadvantage on this save.
Yeah.
Yes,
DM
you do. Yes, you
DM
do.
disadvantage
Yes,
for
disadvantage.
sure.
Okay. I have disadvantage.
Yes. Is it 2 nat 20s?
That one's cocked. Roll it.
Whatever.
That is, both of them are 16 on the die, plus 3 is 19.
Oh, he has wisdom 16, 3 plus 3? An
Um,
undead creature has a wisdom like that?
Well, we have one more, man. Use it
Yeah,
again.
it's
he's a CR 12 creature, so. And so
Just kidding!
one of the ravens crumbles
oh no.
in your grasp. There is one central raven left. Sorry.
And I will thusly
Run and hide.
walk backwards.
Oh, looks like we got another DM disadvantage.
Well timed.
Around the side of the tree.
Oh,
Don't
and
cry.
another one. Oh!
Yep, like that.
We're gonna make sure.
And I will. Can I still see him?
Fairly, yes.
I'll use my bonus action to bring out. Spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Right on him. And if you do pass, I'm gonna hit you!
I love it.
Oh.
16?
16 hits. This
Alright.
is radiant, or what type of damage is this?
It is force damage.
Force damage, okay?
And it is just 2. damage.
2, very
No,
good.
no, sorry, plus 5. 7. 7 damage.
Okay, so the claw, the raven's claw that you apparate, streaks across its chest, ripping its flesh from its bone. As Zeus is up and makes a death save, please, for Zeus. It's a failure.
You don't know me.
I didn't hear it roll.
Was it a
failure.
1? Was it a 1? Okay. So Zeus has a 1 fail. It is now the boss's turn. And he looks towards Wolfram and looks at Jaga, who is next to him, and sees the tree burning.
Does the tree take any residual damage from burning?
On its turn, it will.
Oh, it has a turn.
It was-
It's right after Eli between Sola.
Okay.
So it should have taken residual damage already.
It was lit.
Lit by Morthos.
Oh yeah, that's right. I
Yeah.
forgot to do that again. I need to make a marker for that, or I'll keep forgetting. So I need everyone to roll a con save.
We have to,
Yep,
Everyone.
everyone,
Awesome.
including
I've been able to
Zeus.
all, including those who are down.
This is coming from the tree.
Morthos,
saves awesomely.
16.
I'm failing
16. All right, that succeeds.
10.
10. That's 1 death fail for Sola.
I'm right next to her. I'll stabilize her.
Okay. Wolfram?
Okay, you're
22.
That's a success.
23.
Success.
21.
Success.
18.
Success.
I rolled for Zeus. I rolled a 10.
Okay,
I don't know what
that's
it-
another fail for Zeus.
His con's
Yeah.
not high?
That's 3 fails for Zeus.
That's 2 fails for Zeus. 2 fails for Zeus. And Kildrick. Did someone roll for Kildrick?
He's stabilized. Oh, great.
Someone roll for Kildrick?
19 plus.
He does not get put back into instability.
Hibernation mode.
Was anyone, everyone else made that save. So those of you who made it, you take 2 points of necrotic damage
And where would it come from?
from the tree as
and
a
I
wave
hellish
of,
rebuke it.
as a wave of.
Yes.
Ooh!
Okay, it is a stationary, so it automatically fails the rebuke.
Come on.
Ooh, that's a 10.
What do you say to it to rebuke it? Like, stop that.
And a 2 and a 3, so 15.
15 as the
Wait,
radiant
did that take damage?
I
energy
didn't know
emits
you
from the heavens and the fiery flame spews forth from the hells, and the flame is lit further on fire.
Again.
And the branches are now beginning to burn, and the fire is going up, and the room is filling with smoke as it burns harder and harder. And then residually, please roll 2d10.
Me?
Yeah, because you're the one who have done all the damage to it.
2d10.
Say
I
what I saw.
don't know if I have. I'm gonna just do that.
I can't do any other damage to
Here.
the tree.
Right.
And I probably
10. 4 and a 6.
10 more damage to it. Very good. As branches are now beginning to fall off, and the core of the tree is burning. Now we're back to the boss, right?
Yeah.
Wolfram went. Is Zeus
Yeah.
up?
He failed.
I already
I
failed with him.
yeah.
Yeah. So the boss is up.
Wait. What?
Yeah, we went back to. We retconned the tree.
We retconned it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the boss turns to Jaga and makes an attack. Now that the tree is on fire and is burning, it no longer has advantage on its attacks. So it rolls just a straight roll against Jaga.
He forgot about
That is a 15.
Nope. Alright, parry it.
That is an 18.
Fine.
Parry it into your
You
chest.
take 20 points of piercing damage.
Can we retcon it to where he was attacking him?
Are you still up?
Yeah, I'm still up.
Okay.
What you talking about?
Get nonsense out of here.
As it attacks you, it begins to
Good.
move towards Wolfram.
16
No,
hit?
it doesn't.
16?
He's lying.
16 hits.
Come on.
Nice.
15 damage.
So he can't move because you have Sentinel.
Nice.
Good.
I mean, he can
15.
move.
Are you allowing him to move? You have Sentinel feet, don't
Oh,
you?
yeah, I can
So that
stop
makes
him,
his turn to
Don't allow
0.
him to move.
Yeah, but we need him there.
We needed him away from the tree.
We need him away from
Well,
Wolfram, so Wolfram
honestly,
can-
him hitting me is more. It would be fun.
It doesn't say anything about preventing him from moving.
I thought a
Sentinel?
Sentinel turns into 0.
That's just if.
Only
No,
if it's paired with.
That's not like a great weapon
I
master
don't
or
think
something?
so.
Okay.
That's not how Beauregard plays it.
I got it right here. Hold on. Dash it all, dragon. You know, he just wants to be given away. And I will gladly do so with one more subscription. So, one more sub, and we will give the dragon away. What time is it? And you know what? Let's give away these 2 goblins right now. So, if you would like to participate in this giveaway, then please, Sentinel, when you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, the creature's speed becomes 0 for the rest of the turn.
There you go.
But was that Sentinel or because he was leaving?
It's the same thing. The same feat allows you to
Okay.
trigger it. So he
like
is,
it.
if
Yeah,
you wanted
I'll-
to, so he stays there, can't move. If you would like to participate in the giveaway of the 2 goblins, then please type in Bone Claw. Bone
I
Claw.
was gonna go with Burning Love.
Bone Claw to have a chance at winning these 2 sweet little goblin dudes. All right, and one more subscriber, and we will give away the Black Dragon this evening.
So I'm
Okay.
getting his damage.
So he can't move. He took his turn. He's in bright light, so he can't use his fancy little bonus action Bamf. You jerks. And it is now Kildrick's turn. He is
Did you mark his
stable.
damage from the opportunity attack?
15.
15 I did,
Okay,
yep. As again, you hit him, but it doesn't quite do the full amount of damage. Jaga, you are up.
I will again harness my fighting spirit.
Quit looking, you
I
cheater.
can't help it.
What did Kildrick do?
He is stabilized.
Sweet. Oh yeah, you stabilized him.
You gotta. It's like playing cards. I can't help that you leave your hand out there. I call.
Remember, these are ballparks.
Right. Well, I was just gonna say you could have another 40 health in your head.
Those are actually blank D20s. You just roll them. Pick
I
some
need to put a screen right here.
I'll
totally
just stand.
should.
I told you that. You're gonna need a dome.
I'll just
It's an igloo.
I'm just gonna
It's like
stretch
in
a
Get
lot.
Smart,
perfectly.
Dome of Silence.
Jaga, what do we got, brother?
Actually, what I'm going to do is use my inspiration to attack him.
Okay, so you're rolling with advantage
Yep.
on your first attack.
Crit.
We need to get your sword magical. I'm just
All right.
saying.
Second attack.
Second attack,
That's going to be 19.
19 hits. You're not using Great Weapon Master, are you?
No.
Okay, you didn't say
Not
that.
this time.
So they both hit. So that is
2d6 for the 8.
it's actually 5d6 total, right?
Good job with math.
Because you critted the first one.
Okay.
So 5d6 plus 10.
11, 15.
I'm sorry, 66.
One more. Are you sure it's not 76?
66 plus 10.
You got a nice sparkle on your right
10,
cheek. Is that from your daughter?
21,
Probably.
22. 32
Mercy
damage.
does the
Yo, mama.
32.
Mhm.
Nice. As you crush him yet again, but he resists the attack, and he is badly wounded, but is able to
Gains more health.
shrug off.
I use my second wind to get 16 health back.
You can. Well done.
Wow, well played.
Yanni.
Oh, you critted that roll.
Well played. Well
Yanni,
played.
you're up. As you
Um,
see, Zeus's body is bleeding out and in danger of expiring. What are you doing?
I also see Sola down too, right?
You see Sola
that's
down,
true.
though you know that Eli is right next to her.
Throwing his sword into walls.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he doesn't have his
I
sword.
can't go get. You have to go get the dog because I have to call back the sword to help Sola.
What would Yanni do?
Screw the pooch.
What would you?
Yanni would
I am good
He's
friends
more
with
into
Sola.
the story.
stabilize.
The kiss of life.
You would go for Sola.
But I also am friends with Kildrick. That's the
That's
thing.
true.
Make out with Kildrick then. Who cares?
But I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go.
They both die.
Indecision and death. I'm gonna go to Sola.
Okay, so
I'm gonna say Sola, no. And I'm
Yanni
gonna.
rushes up to Sola.
I put my hand underneath her head and just hold her gently, like more gentle than I've ever held anything with
You have
my giant
inspiration.
hands. And I'm gonna give
He
her
has one.
a drink of my water.
Your good
My
water.
good water.
That good
Okay.
So I take it out and
Tap
it's this
back in with the
bluish
good hair.
green. It kind of has just is the most pure water anybody's ever
Yeah.
seen. That's
So
what it's
roll your
minor healing.
yeah. It's 2d4 plus 2.
7.
Sola, you get 7 points of healing back.
Thanks, man.
And you are stable and up. As that is your action to do so, do you care to take? You have 25 feet of movement left.
Help Zeus.
I'm gonna.
I'm gonna go help him.
I'm gonna take.
Alright.
I'm gonna leave. So, I'm gonna go back up towards the tree.
Towards the tree?
Yeah.
You can get up to the tree.
Yeah, that's fine right there.
Okay, so you move back up to the tree. It is now Mortho's turn.
I am going to run out of my hiding spot, yell some words, and again, you'll see a green flame come flying off the end. I'm going to flank the tree, though, with Wolf.
Flank!
Go ahead and roll your attack.
Love it.
It's like a redwood.
22.
It hits.
Are you on the other side of me? One step to the
Hello?
left.
Can anybody hear me?
Was it 3, 5, 14, 15? That was pretty bad. That's only a 20.
20. As the tree continues its descent into soot, continues to burn. You do anything as a bonus action?
You
You still have 30 feet of movement left.
move back to my hiding spot.
Attaboy.
Hide.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Yeah. It's going to.
Road back. Road back.
All right,
24.
you are hidden as far as you can tell. Eli, you're up.
I want to recall my sword to my hand.
Okay, you recall it?
So that's my bonus action.
Yep.
You said it looks like there's a heart to this tree.
It looks like there is a depression, which would be at the center of the tree, that is fruit-shaped and would, look to be at the heart of the tree.
So this is where Jake knows about this tree. Does Eli know anything about these types of trees?
Roll a history check.
Chip's the winner.
9.
Chip! Congratulations for the goblins, Chip. Well done.
I wanted Ange to win since she dumped liquid all over her keyboard.
Seriously.
Oh.
She spit
And now it's destroyed.
liquid on her keyboard. And it
Oh,
doesn't
no.
work.
Trying to make up for it, but no.
All right.
Do I get the feeling that it needs a special weapon in order to plunge into the heart of this thing?
What'd you roll for your
A
history?
9.
You have heard of trees that produce interesting fruit. They're known as Gulthias trees, but you don't really know much more about it than that. You know that they produce a fruit at the winter solstice and summer solstice, but that's about it.
Okay. All right. Well, I recalled my sword. I'm gonna go attack homeboy.
Attacking homeboy.
Yep.
As soon as you step forward, he attacks you.
Now here's my question.
Yep.
Can I use a dodge action to move into its threatened range?
You could. That's your action then.
Then I can't. Oh, I'm not a rogue. Okay.
So he makes his attack against you, which is a normal attack.
Does the 13 hit him?
To 13 hit him.
Yeah, Sentinel.
You used your reaction already this turn, didn't you? When he tried to move?
Yeah.
And you haven't
Oh, yeah.
you haven't come back up yet.
Okay.
So you used your reaction here, and then you went. So no, you can use your reaction again. So you use your reaction. 13 does not hit him, but 21. 21 hits you. You take 20 points of piercing damage,
Okay.
and you continue forward.
I would like to try to get into a flanking with Yaga if I could.
You can get into a flanking with Yaga. Okay.
That's what. And you said
As
20?
Zeus's dying body lays next to you,
Yeah. Crit.
natural 20 hits.
I'm gonna roll again.
Yep.
17 plus 7.
Both hit.
Nice.
All right. So I roll 4d8.
Plus 10. No, plus yours a magical sword. So you get that
and
bonus.
radiant. So is it 48 plus 4d4
Yep.
plus
All the dice are doubled.
plus
Plus
12?
plus 12. Because you have that.
That's going to be awesome.
And it's radiant? You got
Yeah.
your sword?
Yes. All right.
Come on.
9, 10, 11, 15, 18. That one's actually cocked. Rolled the same thing. 19, 20, plus 12, 32.
32. As you stab into its side and then rip it up towards its elongated arm, you watch as the sinews in the arm just kind of droop, and you eviscerate its rib cage as the putrid ooze of its blood spills
I have
forth.
7 health.
32 points of damage. Very nice.
Good job.
And I get the feeling it takes all of that.
It does take all of that.
Good.
All right, and as you do so, the tree emits. I need someone to roll for Zeus, please.
He's
Death.
dead.
Hold on, wait.
Does Zeus have an advantage?
I think he does.
Oh,
Zeus is not on the list.
He's not on the list.
Yes, he is.
I'm gonna roll for Zeus.
with
Come on,
advantage.
I'm gonna let that hit first.
Hold on, wait.
Let nature take its course.
Roll for yourself first, and then we'll roll Zeus when
Fine.
when they give him
Fine.
advantage.
I will roll for myself.
Zeus has advantage. It's right.
Yeah,
on.
it's right
We're
there.
all rolling?
See
Oh,
it?
there it is. Okay, I'm
This
rolling
is the
for Zeus.
Constitution save.
Constitution save.
13 plus stuff for Zeus.
He passes. Does not take a death save.
And now for myself.
Now everyone else.
8 crit.
8. That's 5 points of necrotic damage to you. That's a success. You take 2.
I'm using my advantage. 21.
That's 2 points of necrotic damage to you, Sola.
8.
That is 5 points of necrotic damage to you, Sola. Sola's.
She's at 2.
You're still up.
15.
I rolled an 8 as well, so.
That is 2 points of necrotic and 5
And I
points to
hellish
you.
rebuke him again.
You rebuke.
The
You
tree.
rebuke the tree.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
Come on, Morthos.
15.
15 points of damage. Someone please roll for Kildrick.
I got it. For just a save, right?
The
Just a save.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's, no,
14.
he's stable. Yeah.
14. He is still stable. All right. Very good. It is now Sola's turn.
I'm gonna stand up.
You stand up.
Thanks for
Come
not
on.
skipping us this time.
I had to do something.
And I'm gonna hit the guy.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll your radiant
Yes.
attacks.
You can
do
I'm gonna switch my dice because the blue one's been.
You have
failing me.
multiple.
Advantages? Advantage I?
12 does not hit.
19,
Hits. That's
Yes.
one hit.
Come on.
No.
and that's 11.
Does not hit.
No, 11 damage.
Oh, roll all your attacks first and then do the
I can't
damage.
do that math.
I'll do it for you.
Okay.
Well, 11 on the
So
first.
11 on the first damage.
Crit.
Natural 20. Very good.
My third attack.
Save him for Yanni.
That's a miss.
You know what?
And I'm gonna.
Step of the wind to take an
Flurry
flurry of
blows.
blows. Take another
Doesn't
attack.
matter.
I get another 2, right?
Well, you
That was
use.
your first one.
You already used. You always get 3 if you use it as a bonus action. If you do step of the wind, then you get a 4th.
Gotcha. Okay, flurry blows.
Come on.
I keep saying that. Flurry of blows. Thank you.
20.
Good.
20. All right. So that was
A crit and a 20. Plus an 11 on their first damage roll.
Yeah.
right. So you need to do 3d8 plus 10 plus 11.
I don't even think I
So
have a
3d8
D8.
plus 21.
Yep.
Right? Because you're rolling d8s. That's your damage die.
6.
Oh, 3d6 plus.
Oh, okay.
She leveled up though.
3d6 plus 21.
You sure?
He said that didn't
It takes
change.
a couple levels.
I'm trying to negotiate here for you.
Yeah, they're D12s.
It's 3d8. Yeah, it's d6s.
3d20.
D6 is
She's
plus
using
what?
a
Great
great
axe.
axe.
It'll be 3d6 plus 21.
20.
Savage attacker. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 plus 11 plus 21.
So 33 points of radiant damage. As you get up angrily, you blast the radiant bolts against the creature's chest. The first one hits, burning into its chest cavity. The second one flies past it and misses. The third one flies past it and misses. You take your flurry of blows and channel your key into one final blast, and it hits square in the same spot, burning into its chest, finding its now exposed heart, burning through its heart, and you see the light begin to emit through its skin, and
No.
Did I just kill
I made the
him
right
after-
decision.
I literally hit nobody this whole fight.
You know
hit it
who
when it
else hasn't
counts.
killed
I hit
anything
him
yet?
when it ca-
all
What?
right.
Still haven't
Wolfram, it
killed
is your
anyone.
turn.
Would I passively see the dog dying on the ground?
Absolutely.
That was 44 damage, not 33. Just saying.
What?
I did 44 damage. not
Wolfram
33.
yells, I told you not to move!
I added that into the 21.
And he will send Nevermore to the dog. As he lands on him, will spare the dying.
Okay, so Zeus is stabilized
Alright.
just in time.
I will move the claw up to the tree
Okay,
and do an attack.
go ahead and roll
See
your
what
attack.
happens. Alright.
What's the tree?
Okay.
16.
That's right.
16. That hits. Roll your damage.
Oh, come on. Come on, baby.
That was a
6 force damage.
6 force damage. Very good.
Right at the fruit in the middle.
There's no fruit. It's just where they're.
Used to be.
Actually, that's not quite true. There is a very small, what looks to be white fruit growing there that has since been consumed by the flames.
Okay.
You did a hellish rebuke to it again, and how much damage did you do? 15?
15.
Okay, I got that.
Is
in
this getting hot around me right now?
there. Yeah, absolutely. But
I'm
you're
going-
not burning, but it is
Right,
hot.
I'm gonna rotate around the tree now that I don't see the evil guy.
Okay,
And
and
move 10 feet back. or
Zeus
5
is
feet.
stable. Kildrick stands up. No, he's stable. He's not alive. Jaga, you are up.
I will run up between the pews,
Yep.
and as I'm passing by Sola, I go, "Most impressive," and I will strike at the tree
Go ahead and roll your attacks.
with might as well use fighting spirit on that too. So
Great
fighting
weapons
spirit,
master that thing too.
huh?
Great weapons master. I
Yeah.
bet it has a low AC.
Do you have action search?
He already
I
used
already
it.
used it. All right. So along with great weapons master,
Yep.
Or as you call it, a +10 -5.
16.
It hits. And your second attack?
15.
They both hit. Roll your damage.
Chop this tree down.
18 damage? Wait. 10.
You had +10 twice, right?
Oh, I forgot to add. Yeah.
So as the
38.
bark and
20,
the
30,
branches are all burning off of it, you swing straight through it with one clean slice, and you reverse and slash through again. And for a second, the tree stands still as it then falls backwards and
Good thing I moved.
exposing its roots, and the fire burns down into the roots. The tree is now sundered and destroyed.
Did I kill a
Are you
tree?
freaking kidding me?
You are
Literally the turn before.
Since I nice, yeah, high five. Since I couldn't say
I'm
it
a
to the dead
lumberjack.
guy, I'm just gonna say it to the tree. Go back to whatever hell you came from.
okay. As the tree is sundered, you do see the roots as it. I'm just gonna leave it here for the sake of
Beauty.
aesthetic.
It looks awesome.
Thank you. I painted that this
Lots
week.
of compliments today.
Yeah, they
Awesome.
did.
So the roots are continuing to glow, although the tree itself has been burned. Wolfram, when you went behind the tree, you did see stairs that kind of went down.
Of course I did.
There's
I
always
would have
stairs.
definitely went down.
Okay, so you go down, and as you go down,
Before.
you see a fane, kind of a lower level to the
Oh no.
temple, and within the entire fane, you see what looks to be water,
Okay.
the same color as the water outside, and the same color as the water in the swamp, and the swamp, the entirety of it, is glowing with the blue flame that you had seen throughout
no.
the swamp.
Let's go.
And the blue flame is being sucked up through the roots, turning green into the tree. You watch as turning green into the tree. You watch as the roots are burned and the energy exchange between this blue water and the green tree slowly over time fades away. And you see the blue flames themselves also begin to fade away. And in your, as you watch this, the raven on your shoulder, Nevermore, begins to grow purple. And
Johnny's gonna kill him again.
and your eyes this time have another vision.
Oh snap!
And as you see the same fane that you saw in the previous vision, where there were the shadows of what looked to be chained souls, you now see bonds broken. And you see the agony and screaming that they had previously endured turn to laughter as the shadowy forms are no longer black and dark, but turn a shimmery silver and purple as the souls drift upward, and you see the hand of a dark glove, black, with raven feathers kind of embroidered into it, and it reaches out and grabs the souls and pulls them down. And as you watch, the ground opens up and you see the Shadowfell, and the souls are pulled into the Shadowfell, through the Shadowfell, into the place of the dead with the Raven Queen. And there is release for these formerly chained souls.
Heather will never see her dad.
That's okay. We might have had to kill her.
He's not dead.
But she's might be gone.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
We've done it! The souls have been freed! The burning of the tree was successful!
Does anyone have a health potion?
Yes.
Can we give it to our only healer? Wake him up and see if he can slightly heal some of us?
Yes. I walk up to
Or do you wanna
Kildrick
take a long
and I
rest?
dig around the back side of my robes, reaching down around my butt crack,
Oh gosh.
pull it out and dump it in his mouth.
He says, "Oh, that's awful.
Better than your slab you've been serving us.
I don't really know what that means, but thank you."
No problem.
All right, well,
No, I don't
does
have
someone
a
need some healing then?
Like everybody.
Like the
Oh,
entire
you guys
party.
look awful.
Like some of us are hanging on by a thread.
Like,
I hate to
All
say
right.
it, but we could have
Fine.
used more singing.
Well, we all could use more singing
I'll
then.
never say that again.
Anyway, clearly, of all of the lot, Zeus, come. And he sings his last spell slot,
I love it.
which is a 3rd level spell slot of healing to Zeus.
Ooh, jeez.
And Zeus gets 3d4, 9 plus 5, 14 points of healing to Zeus.
So everyone has health now, right?
I'm so full, it's
Can we
ridiculous.
take a short rest or no?
Long. We could maybe take long.
What was...
First, I'm gonna search everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
what I want.
incredible.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look around and be like, what just
A
happened?
coffin with a body on it in your picture. Oh yeah.
I think that's a table.
So there you
Oh, that's
see a
fine.
bit of a... You see a bit of a...
He's like,
This is, remember, temple to Shantea. And so there seems to be a bit of a ceremonial festal hall in the side with iconography of cornucopia and all types of things like this. And on the other side, there is a ceremonial chamber for preparing bodies for burial. And in here, you actually see iconography of the Raven Queen.
What?
Within the Temple of Shantea. And there seems to be a cycle of life theme where Shantea, the goddess of birth and of new life and of bounty of harvest, gives way to the Raven Queen, who is the shepherd of death, seeing souls to the place of perdition and rest as they are moved through that cycle.
is this something that Yanni would notice as well, or is this
As
just
you
Wolfram?
all take this in, you would absolutely
I
notice that.
love how you connected that. Beautiful.
Can I go find the fur ball?
You find his body. It's been laying limp at the foot of the tree. The chain still on it. And
Why don't you pick the lock?
as you watch,
Ground yourself first.
you see Heather's form drift in, and her eyes are different. They're awakened. She has a look of sadness as she kind of slowly saunters forward, and she looks at you all and she says, Yeah, I'm dead. I've been dead for hundreds of years. And my dad, he was alive and he's dead. I'm never gonna get to say goodbye. And she just starts crying.
About
But
this,
there's an awareness now that she didn't have before about her
gotcha.
state.
About this time, my form shifts back to a more human look, even though I'm not human.
Can I use I will use Mage Hand to attempt to pick the remaining lock.
Okay, go ahead and roll your sleight of hand.
Oh, that's a lot. It's like 27.
As the lock again shocks the body of the furball,
He's already dead.
his ankle is released, and that's a little too calm.
Yep.
How about this one?
We're in the Dominican forest.
I would like to roll empathy with Heather
Okay.
and
That's a,
walk up to her and
that's a
explain.
4E roll, I think.
Yeah. Ooh,
Or
2.
2E.
All right, listen. Your dad's not dead. So I want to walk up to her and say, Heather, you understand now what we've been trying to tell you, that you're a ghost. Your dad is not dead, though. It might look like it. He's pain cursed like I am, and he will get back up and live again in 3 days. You will be able to talk to him again. Yes?
I thought we had decided previously that we were going to unite these two. Wink, wink.
Well, we can talk about that.
I feel like that should be his
Yes.
decision.
He's now free.
But I don't know about you, but I think at some point we have to get out of this temple before it closes in on us.
I'm
Just
pretty
saying.
sure he asked for us to unite them
That was
earlier.
One side of him.
that was when he was starving to death. Now that he has a chance of life and freedom, we can't take that life away from him.
Let's pick him up and get outside.
I
of
was
the
say,
land.
just
Do we
they
think
can
the
keep
temple's
talking.
going
I'm
to-
going outside, and I'll just stand outside the other side of the door just in case.
Does it seem that like the temple is
Safe.
yeah, safe?
It does.
It's not going to crumble in or anything like that. Okay.
It
Nope.
is
Nor
seems
the
to
door's
be.
gonna close.
Hey, Morthos, I think we should probably stay
You don't know
here.
about that.
I do not think so. I am not
Sure.
a fool. These doors, he has been trapped in here for hundreds of years. I have a feeling that at some point these doors will close again, and you fools will all be trapped as I am standing outside.
All right.
I'll just swim in the water.
You're having this
I'm
conversation
yelling
down the hallway.
as I'm running down the hallway.
You are, if you're outside, you are seeing that the pagodas, the flames are very low as the incense is
So I will
beginning to
yell,
burn.
guys, the flames are almost out. I have a feeling that when they go out, the doors will close.
Real quick, I asked Yanni, there was a lot of water down below, and perhaps we can help this place revive more if you use some of your special water and mix it. And
I also wanted to go down under the water and see if there was anything there.
Going into the water itself.
Yes. Would I think that would work with my water?
As you both go down together,
Yeah.
I'm sprinting.
I'm walking
Don't have
normally
much time.
because I'm faster than him.
as you go into the water itself, you walk forth and the blue flame is there.
Oh, I
Oh.
thought it was gone.
It's dissipating.
Oh.
It's still there, but as you step into the water,
With Yanni's holy water.
with Yanni's right,
I'm going with
there are ghostly visages that all apparate around you.
Oh.
There are about six
Roll
or
initiative.
6 or 7 of them. There are 6 or 7 of them. They all look at you with sad faces, but then the sadness turns to a slight smile. And they don't attack you as you
What kind of smile?
step forth first ankle deep, calf deep, knee deep, as your cloak begins to kind of float at your waist. You step forward and you see that the blue light is all residing in kind of residual state around the center of this pool, which now you're looking at it from the inside. This looks to be some sort of a ceremonial cleansing pool. That would be for some like a ceremonial washing or something of that nature. And at the heart of the pool, you find tucked kind of in the center of what is a chiseled out kind of what can only be described as like a jacuzzi type of area. At the center, you see a necklace that is resting on a small pedestal that has a cornucopia centered and 2 raven's wings that are kind of enveloping the cornucopia,
I think it's for him.
symbolizing the cycle of life. And on either side of the cornucopia at the center, with the raven's wings around it, above it is a sun, and below it is a moon. You see the sun, and you know that that is the symbol of Pelor, and below it, you know that is the symbol of Selune. Shaping all of that, around all of that are 2 scales. The scales balance on either side, and you know that that is the iconography of Tyr. And with this conglomerate of these 5 gods all together, you kind of get the sense that there is a almost alliance, a pact, a central motivation and theme kind of resident with all of them as they work together. And on this pedestal is this necklace, which has the exact same iconography that is engraved into a shining kind of golden medallion.
Wow. So there's a necklace and a medallion?
The medallion is at the end of the necklace.
Oh.
The medallion has the exact same type of imagery as all of those 5.
Is this necklace calling to me?
It is certainly emanating a magical aura.
And what is it?
It is
Similar to his book?
It is almost identical to his book. It seems to have many different types of magic,
Yeah.
and as well as a divine sense to it.
And I whisper to Nevermore, I say, well, if they need it, I'll bring it back. And I
Okay.
grab it.
As soon as you touch it, you have another vision.
Oh, crap.
And this time you see the Raven Queen herself.
Oh, it's been a while.
And it has been a while. She says nothing. She stands there with her burial shroud of raven's feathers and her white, almost ceramic mask of a face that is between solace and joy, symbolizing kind of the passage into the beyond. Next to her, you see an elderly woman with a large smile on her face, dark skin and black curly hair, She is jolly and plump, and she is just beaming with joy. Next to her is a man clad in armor with radiant, beaming hair. Next to her is a woman in shimmering gown, almost like a nightgown that is pure silver and radiates the glow of the moon with silvery white hair. And next to him is a man missing a right hand, who is also dressed in heavy, full plate armor and has a helm that is opened and drawn, and he looks at you approvingly. And they all just kind of smile at you, and the vision fades.
Like it.
Cool.
And that is where we will pick up our adventure next week.
I did not think we were going to make it through that.
That was good.
That was intense.
A lot of characters.
Well
in there.
paced. I liked it.
Thanks for
I
being
feel like
here.
I can breathe now.
Did we get the third sub? I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Wait.
No, we didn't.
Let's save it for next week.
There's not enough time to give it away.
We'll save it for next week. Yeah.
Fair.
All right. Well, thank you for those of you who stuck around with us and watched this fun little battle unfold at the site of the ghostly Gulthias tree. And thank you for those of you who helped with the advantages. That was clutch for all of those death saves.
Yeah.
And we will continue our adventure as the party, now having dealt with this cursed tree, determines where to go from here. And so we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday night at 7:30 Eastern, when we will continue to loot, die, and repeat.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Cheers, everyone.
See ya.